Everybody's bored. I seriously don't remember. I don't know what day it is. Listen to my notifications going off. Oh. I seriously don't remember what day it is. It's crazy. It is crazy. I'll wait. My internet went off last night. Oh, I got to learn how to hide those thumbs up and thumbs down. Because I honestly feel that people come in here just to give me a thumbs down, just for the hell of it. 420. Every day is Sunday. It should be. It should be. Hi, Mandy. I missed Heidi's live. Well, I didn't miss it. I caught some of it, and then my internet went out last night. I couldn't get the internet, so I fell asleep waiting for the internet. Hi, Pop Trauma. I fell asleep waiting for the internet to come back on, and it never did. Well, it didn't before I fell asleep, so I missed the last part of her live last night. So sorry, Heidi. And I was on panel when my internet went out, so I just like it just started buffering, and I didn't realize my internet had gone out. So I feel like lots went on last night, but I hung out with the wife. Yeah. Well, you didn't miss much. Basically missed me finding out that I was like crucified yesterday in someone's chat for having an opinion. Was threatened to have my husband doxxed and called, which I mean, he would just tell whoever called him to go F themselves. So that, intimidation ain't gonna work. Um, and according to Blink, I was like totally trashed. I watched a little bit of it. I went to the timestamp someone gave me and watched what she said. And um, how she said if I didn't shut my mouth, that someone might get killed in this community or something. I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't watch a lot of it. I watched maybe 5 minutes of it. I wasn't going to watch the whole thing because it's like stupidness. And then I went on Diane's panel and was basically told in her side chat by Stephanie Brown that I am not in this community. So why should Diane even care? Which I didn't even bring it up to her. It was brought up, and then someone said you should go over to Diane's because they're talking about what happened today. So I went over there, and I was accused of streaming this person, and I don't even remember. I've got to go back in my lives and see, because the truth said I streamed her, and I don't even. She said, and then she said I streamed her through Trisha. So I'm not even sure. She was probably talking about us or something, but I don't know. I still don't deserve to have all my information put out there just because she has been verified. Someone's pool is not doxing. You know what? But I didn't even do that. Like, she can go back. I mean, supposedly she's so tech savvy. Like, go back and find out who the real person is, because I don't I can actually let Diane see all my accounts on here, and she could see I only have my real name as a backup account, and another name to get into. I can't even remember the name of that account, to get into somewhere where I'm blocked. No, you don't deserve that, Carla. This doxing crap is ridiculous. Well, here's the thing. I spoke out about it on my live stream. I just said I thought it was disgusting, and I thought the people in the side chat that were cheering her on were disgusting. And so I talked about it, and then someone said that, oh, you don't have the balls to go on your own live and talk about it. So, well, actually, remedies said it to me in Ben's chat. So I said, you want to bet, bitch? I fired up a live because I wasn't even going to say anything about it. I was maybe going to make a community post about the doxing um, stuff. But hang on, guys, I gotta mute for a sec. Had to get that. Um, Crazy Nurse Granny. Hi, Crazy Nurse Granny. I didn't. I've never doxed anyone, ever. I've been accused of it. I've been cleared of it, but I've never doxed anybody. And I wouldn't. I would not, because I just think that's just a low life thing to do. And to even to threaten someone to do that, like, and now I actually went back and saw her, and I don't know how it's staying up. Like, I don't know why YouTube is not doing something about this. Like, YouTube sucks. Seriously. And I'm not even talking about what she said about me. The threats, but what she actually did to that other person, I don't know what YouTube is thinking. I mean, they really should, I don't know. They really should do something about this whole bullshit, but they're not. I guess it depends. And what really pissed me off last night was when Stephanie Brown says, I have nothing to say to Carla because she's shady. I like her to show me where I've been shady. It's just like, basically saying, well, she doesn't matter. Hi, Miss Murder. How are you feeling, hon? Nice to see you. I hope you're feeling well. Good morning, Ems. So it made me feel kind of like a certain way, and which is my right. And I really don't care that I'm not in her clique. It's still not right. It doesn't matter who is doxxed, and I would stand up for anyone that's been doxxed or their information has been put out there. I would stand up for any, and I really don't really know this chemtrail that well. But if it was any one of you, if it was a subscriber with no channel, I would stick up for anybody that was doxxed. And I just think that it's all wrong. But believe me, I can stand up for myself. But for her to say that, okay, I'm not in your click. I understand. I'm not in your favorite people. I understand. It's still not right. Even if it was someone I didn't like, even if it was someone that even it turned around and someone did that to those people that were threatening to do it to me, I would stand up and say that it's not right. So, but they apparently don't have the same values or moral compass which Laura likes to say that I do. I actually would stand up for what's right. And I was actually in Tucker's chat last night, and I guess he read my community post, and if you guys get a chance, read it. And he said the exact same thing that I talked about in my community post is what happened to him. You trust the wrong people with your information, and what happens is, you know, whenever they get in, be in their bonnet over something you've said or something you've done, they threaten you, which to me is like a terroristic threat, especially in light of what has happened in this community in the last couple of months. We are all stressing over life. So why did they need to do that? Like, what was the point of it? And I am calling out who did it. Morbid Angel is the one that doxed up her, and Monkey Mars is the one that threatened to dox me. And I'm not going, she told me I need to shut up. What can she do? She's got my information, so she's going to hold it over my head. Once it's done, it's out there. It's going to be out there. So she'll have nothing to threaten me with anymore. So, but I'm not going to shut up about it. Her name is out there, and I don't care. Morning, slept terrible. Good thing I don't have to work to go to and can loaf all day. Yeah, I slept in today too. I didn't get up till 8:30. So, but I was kind of upset about what Stephanie Brown said. So, and then when she was asked to go up on the panel because I was on Diane's panel, when she was asked to go on the panel, her reaction was, I have nothing to say to her. So, whatever, Stephanie. You go with your clique. You stick up for your clique. If they don't like you or they have something against you, they don't freaking care about your situation. So that's what I got out of it, and that's how I'm taking it. So whatever. So in basically what she said, it's all right for me to be threatened, and that's how I took it. But whatever, I mean, and to be honest with you, she'll never get my husband's cell phone number because that's the only actually he wouldn't even answer her number because he doesn't know who she is, number one. If she called my home phone number, which I have unlisted now, if she did and he answered the phone, he would tell her to F off. Even people that have your info will still flip things. I've been accused of lying about my name to my friends. It's a similar situation of Richard's being called Dick. I go by a nickname too. Right. Well, here's the thing with me is I'm not going to allow her to threaten me forever. Like, if she's going to do it, she's going to do it. But if she does it, I will make sure everybody knows about it. I will record the phone call. I will screenshot wherever she does it, and I will expose her for doing it. So, and someone will tell me because I have enough people that care about me in this community, and I don't care. I now have enough haters, as you can see, because I have like a bazillion thumbs down every day on my videos. But I also have enough people that care about me that will tell me if I get doxxed and will screenshot it for me, or I will screenshot it for myself. And I will say, there. And I will know who did it. Hi, Jeff. Good morning. But, I mean, I'm not going to allow her to threaten me forever. She can say what she wants. She can, we just had another death in our county. A 78-year-old woman just died. She had underlying health issues, but still, she's power tripping with holding that over your head. Exactly, Shady Booty, and it's not working. I don't care. She can drag me to, and which she did yesterday was drag me to filth because I called out the doxing. I called out what I saw as hypocritical behavior by not only the person that doxed her, but the people in the side chat that cheered her on. And I wasn't going to go live about it until Remy said, you don't have the balls to go on your panel and say anything. Well, I'm sorry, Remy, but I do. And I know some of you like Remy, but she was in that side chat with a wrench, cheering her on with the rest of the people. Like, if you don't agree with someone's behavior, then you say something. You don't just say, I'm covering my ears and I'm not listening. That's stupid. That's a really stupid reaction. Like, if you've got a moral compass, you say to that person, no, don't do it. Even if it was my friend saying it. And I have told, and don't bring Trisha's name up into this. I have told Trisha that, you know, when she gets mad, because sometimes she goes from 0 to 60 and gets mad and threatens things, but she has never done what I saw done yesterday, ever, ever. And Remy cried about having her phone number doxed. Like, so she was in that side chat. Like, I just didn't understand it. Oh, was it Wednesday? I wasn't sure what day it was. Just keep holding your own. This too shall pass. Well, I'm just not going to allow her to continue to terrorize me and threaten me. And I have got someone that's willing to help me with certain things. So the final frontier. Hi, the final frontier. How are you? But if you guys get a chance, like, read my community post. Tucker, I don't know if you know Tucker. He goes by a different name now. Said the same thing happened to him. So, and things will pass. Like, I can't allow someone to blackmail me to shut up. I just won't do it. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to shut up. So there you go. But I will continue to call out poor behavior. And if someone threatened to dox them, I would call out the same, I would do the same thing because it's not right to dox anybody. It's not right to lie about people and say they doxed someone when they didn't. You guys are here every morning, like a lot of you are here pretty much every morning. How often have I ever streamed anybody? Can you please tell me? Because I honestly, last night in Diane's, I was accused of streaming by Irish Gal 16. I was accused of streaming this person, and I honestly don't remember streaming anybody. Why is Stephanie Brown upset with you, Carla? I'm confused on that one. Who knows? I have no idea, but she was really mean about me. And I didn't even bring it over to Diane's. I did not bring it up. Someone else did. I wasn't going to talk about it. I was watching it like everybody else. But when she wouldn't even come up on panel and said I have nothing to say to her, I'm like, what the fuck? At least I have excuse me, I'm getting a cold, which scares the shit out of me. I have no idea, crazy nurse granny, but I don't know why she's upset with me. She called me shady. You guys see me every morning. You see me in chats. What the hell do I do that's so terrible and shady? I mean, I get accused of a lot of stuff. But I've never done anything to that woman. I didn't bring it up in Diane's chat. You might remind her of the wicked sister-in-law or something. I have no idea. But I thought, what she said was pretty shitty. And I know a lot of people like her and a lot of people respect her and stuff, and I did too, but um whatever. She has a right to her own opinion. I have a right to mine. Yeah, I might remind her of her wicked sister, I don't know, stepsister or whatever. Sister-in-law, who knows? But I will always, always, always stand against doxing of anybody. I don't care if I like you or I don't like you. Um, I really don't, because it's not right. It isn't right. With due respect, final friend. Sorry, I haven't been reading comments, guys. My hubby's still working. He has to go. He's one of 4 people that they have kept in the office, and they all have their own offices. So they all have their own separate spaces. And it's quite a big office. So there's only 4 people working there. Morning, day 13th. One day left, but does it even matter when the whole world is isolating? Exactly. And like they're telling us here in Pennsylvania that if you have to go out, only one person per household should go out. So it's my husband. But now I'm freaking out because I'm getting a cold. I don't want to get a cold. I'm like freaking out about that. You're a great person and friend, Carla. Who cares what she thinks or what anyone thinks for that matter? Exactly. I was just surprised that she even said that. Like it was like who cares about Carla? Like who cares about her? She's nobody. That's how I took it. Like she's a nobody. Okay, Stephanie, whatever. But even if someone did that to Stephanie, I would stand up against it because I think it's wrong. I would never say that about someone that was being threatened. I would never, ever say, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Like, that's such a shitty thing to say. Whatever, but whatever. You know, I'm calling her out because that's, that's exactly what she said. But Diane stuck up for her. Diane said, oh, no, 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 that's not what she meant. Well, that's how I took it. So I'm allowed to take things the way I want. If you're a nobody, why is she giving it so much attention? I'm not sure who you're talking about, Pop Trauma. Why is who giving it so much attention? Monkey Mar? I have no idea. Carla, do you and Monkey have a history from back with Laura? No, I've even had that girl on my panel. If you go back on some lives, I even had her on my panel. I had a falling out with Morbid Angel. It had nothing to do with Monkey Mar because she accused Trisha of doing something that Trisha never did. And so I showed Trisha that Morbid was a liar. And then Monkey Mar went on her live and showed up all our instant, our Facebook messages, showed them all on I believe it's still up. Showed all my messages with Morbid and proved pretty much that Morbid is a liar. Proved my point. Um, and it kind of snowballed from that, and then she just got a hate on for me, and then they said that I was doxing her by putting it. There was I guess there was an account with a pool. She said it was a pool in her neighborhood, but honestly, I don't remember. It's warm here, 420. Allergies are flaring up. It might be my allergies that are like flaring up here too, because it's warm here. Yeah, 420. Monkey Mar used to be cool here. She's blocked now. Um, I'm really vigilant right now. I'm watching because, I'm watching the chat really carefully because I have a feeling that she will come in and dox my husband, and I don't want it. I won't draw attention to it, but I will delete it right away. But actually, I don't think she can now because I blocked their block words, and so I blocked those my last name. I blocked those words in my chat, but she can do it in other people's chats. I have no control. I have no idea about the two blonde thing, crazy nurse granny. I maybe that's why she called me shady. I have no idea, but I really don't care why she thinks I'm shady over all of this. But whatever, she has a right to her opinion. We were proven right about that, weren't we? You know, we were proven right about that. So she can say what she wants. Um, Stephanie is getting secondhand info on Carla. Yeah, well, whatever. I don't care what she's getting on me. She doesn't watch my lives. She doesn't come in here. She doesn't support me. So what she thinks of me, I don't care. I don't care if she doesn't care about me. She says I'm shady. I'm shady. I seem to remember that your Discord was put on display and you didn't like it, Stephanie Brown. So I'm calling her out about that. But it had nothing to do with that. Like I was surprised. Like I was shocked because I really respected the lady. But after last night, I really don't have anything to say about it. I just was surprised. But I got to get myself another coffee, guys, because it got cold. I'm back. I probably lost people while I was gone. We're like, what the hell? She fired up live and she's not even there. When creators say they don't watch each other, nah, they do. I'm venturing beyond chats and finding some funny videos. That's a good idea. I might do that later on after I'm done venting a little bit, which I have the right to do. I know I don't have a huge chat, like a huge follow, like a huge channel or whatever, but I think here's the thing. I think I have the right. Hi, Pop Cop. How are you? Nice to see you. But I think I have the right to say what I want on my own platform, and if people don't like it, um, if people don't like it, then they don't need to terrorize me about it and threaten to dox me. And now Diane said last night, I should strike her, I should do this, I should do that. Then it'll get like, it'll get ugly. And, but I might do it. Like I'm seriously thinking about doing it. because someone said that she'd walk me through the long form of striking. And you can lose your channel over stuff like that. Like that's like a really bad thing to do. I was watching workout videos in Vinny's earlier. 80s workout videos have a certain charm. It's like let's Olivia Newton-John, let's get physical workout video, or let's get was that let's get physical or something. We're women, all this catty when their communication was all about visiting over the back fence, digital dissing not nonstop. Oh, Clancy, yeah. The someone told me about a video about me is hard to believe. Oh, the someone told me, can someone post that? The link to that? That's a video? Let me check. Oh, oh Lord. My thing isn't staying up. Ah, there I am. I got it. Ah, this up. I got to stand for my. There I am. There, I can see better now. Hi, Jojo. Hey, Jojo. How are you? Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. Pass me the bologna. I've been eating a lot of bologna. Believe me, I like bologna. I don't know. I do. I like sandwich meat. How we all doing then? I'm just talking about things that happened yesterday. Hi, Katja. How you doing? He's been showing off his new ink. Oh, ink. By ink, do you mean tattoo? My daughter's really into tattoos. I've never had a tattoo in my life. Spoke to Vinny, said nice ink. It does look good. Oh, Vinny got a tattoo? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, tattoos. Okay. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Yes, tattoos. Sorry. I'm a little behind on StreamYards. And then yeah, I'm behind on it, and it's ahead on my tablet. I got my tablet sitting here, so I'm reading from my tablet. Usually I have my phone, but my phone isn't charging for some reason. I think I busted out my cord or something because it's not charging like it's supposed to. I'm not using my phone today. So how are you guys? Anybody want to come up on panel and chit chat, talk, talk about anything? Oh, Clancy, do you want to come up? Talk about what it's like to be in what were you in what do you call it? Not isolation, but ah hello, Governor. Hello, Governor. I believe most creators lurk. Normal inquiring minds want to know, right? Yeah, well, whatever. I only actually go into I go into a few channels, that's true. But I'm mostly if someone's hi, you need to calm down. Anybody want to come up on panel this morning? Let's have some chit chat and coffee. I can have 6 guests, so let's have at it. Let's have some fun. 7 people in my city have died now. Oh, Jojo, I'm sorry to hear that. No, Clancy doesn't want to come up, but thanks though. Anybody else want to come up? Pop Trauma, you want to come up? Sorry, I'm not going to talk about this virus. I don't want to talk about it either because it's depressing. It's even more depressing than what's like happened to me yesterday. So that's why I said, like, thank God Mary O's daughter tested negative for the virus. So I'm so happy for her about that. Um, still sending prayers to her because she was tested positive. You were saying about lurking. Lurking. Yeah. I don't What happens to me is if something happens concerning me, like if my name's brought up and someone's in a chat, I end up getting a link or someone sends me a screenshot and then I go and check it out. But usually, like yesterday, I knew that they were talking about me in that chat, but I didn't even go there. I had no idea what they had said until last night in Diane's. So, but you know, I guess I shouldn't have opened my big mouth, but I did. Oh well. I just hate someone saying you don't have the balls, like especially Remy saying you don't have the balls to go on your own panel. Well, yeah, Remy, I do because it wasn't right. Carla, my city is heavily populated city in Europe for a small city. So as long as we stay safe. Yeah, exactly. And I FaceTimed with my daughter yesterday because it's my grandson's birthday. And they're all going kind of stir crazy. And now my son was supposed to go into sober living, and that's been like delayed. So he's staying with my daughter, but she said he's been a real big help. Um, of course, now is not a good time to be looking for a job. So he's not out there, applying for jobs or anything. So, but he's helping out. So, anybody want to come up? Because nobody's volunteering to come up on my panel. What the hell, people? There's 57 of you. Someone can come up and talk to me. Why does everybody else go on panels and other live streams? Whenever I ask someone to come on panel with me, and nobody volunteers. Only a few people volunteer. I have not been on YouTube for a few days. What happened to you, Carla? Top cop, I was threatened to be doxxed. My husband was threatened to be called. I guess I can quote it for a while. I'm going to fucking call her husband and tell him what his old hag of a wife is doing on YouTube, unquote. So, yeah. But I'm not going to allow her to completely, continually threaten me over and over. No, it was people performing from their stoops in various countries. Oh, I think I saw that. I saw a commercial about that, actually. I would come up, but I'm boring. No, you're not. I know you. I know you're not. I know you're not. Nobody else wants to come up, though. There's 52. Well, now there's not 5 people left. There's 52 of you in here. Not one of you wants to come up. Has no tattoos. Got my ears pierced. 2 extra holes. When Chris Evert, the tennis player, did. Real edgy. I can't even wear earrings because I get my ears get infected. So I didn't wear them. Hi, Mandy. How are you? So Jojo, want to come up? Jojo always comes up on my panel. She's one of the ones that will come up. Hi, Anita. Oh, I'm bored, Anita. I'm bored, 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 to be honest with you. Only one person per household, they say, can leave the house, and it's my husband because he goes to work every day, so I'm stuck at home. How are you doing? I was just asking anybody if they wanted to come up, but nobody wants to come up on my panel. Nobody wants to come up and talk to me. Like I was watching Heidi's this morning in the middle of the night, she had 6 people or 5 people on her panel, including Brian St. John, which shocked the hell out of me. But Final Frontier, they released those in detox, sober living homes, and detoxes are in place in my state. Discharging out brings a high relapse rate. Online groups available. Well, my son is happy because he just went through rehab and he's been staying with my daughter. So he's been helping her out with the kids and online schooling and stuff like that. So, no, I have my coffee. You want to come up? Mom? Nobody else does. Nobody else does. Nobody wants to come up with me. I'm getting a complex here. We can talk about everything but what happened yesterday. Because I'm like sick of it. I've talked about it to death. I don't want to give those people, any more time in my head, any more space in my brain. Carla, if you coat earring studs apart, they should help prevent allergic reactions. I do have lots of earrings. What do you coat them with? Coat them with, I've heard um, like clear nail polish will help. Oh, Carla, I would come up, but he's being grumpy, Oh, I know. Okay, Jojo, I understand. My husband was grumpy last night because I woke him up because when the internet went off, I got up out of bed to I turn it off and then turn it back on and I woke him up and he was like, where are you going? Why do you have to get up? Hi, Diana. How are you? Clear nail polish. Exactly. I heard the same thing. If you put clear nail polish on studs, that it will, yeah. I've never done it, but I've heard that works. I wish him the best. Not easy, Anita. That's great. What did Anita say? Yeah, Zoom. I think Ems is doing their meetings too with Zoom. I'd like to know how that works. I had it on my tablet and I still haven't figured it out. I don't know if you have to start your own meeting, how you join a meeting. I don't understand the whole Zoom thing. And I want to understand it because a buddy of mine has like he said he does like streams of 50 people like in there sometimes. And I'd like to go and see what that's all about. But haven't figured it out yet because I'm dumb. I'm a dummy. Someone go up with our Carla. Come on, we need fun. At Gingerlock's mom, same here. I don't understand Zoom. I've tried to go there. I've tried to join meetings and I've never figured it out yet. I really don't understand it. Can anybody come up here and tell me how it works? Do you just, because I have clicked on it, I've downloaded it, I've gone there, and I have yet to figure it out. Yet to figure it out. So I'm not feeling so bad because I'm not the only one that can't figure it out. I went there one time and it kept saying, well, do you want to start your own meeting? No, I want to join a meeting. I wanted to join like whatever it was, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. I guess like weird. Zoom needs a training manual. Yeah, exactly. I think YouTube is where it is at. I am on several media sites and YouTube is the best. And for panels, I've only used StreamYard so far. The restaurants in my neighborhood are putting lunch and dinner out for homeless and other people to have something to eat. Oh, that's cool, Anita. I'm not living right in Pittsburgh. I'm on the outskirts, so I don't know I think the churches are doing things here and where I am. So yeah, they're doing things for people and the elderly. Did you hear though on the news? I don't know, Anita, you're in the same area I am. Did you hear in the news there was a woman, a 78-year-old woman that died, but she had underlying conditions. I don't know if you watched the news today, Anita. It was on the news, our local news. Uh, the homeless are going to be ostracized more than ever now, I think. Okay, you're in Bloomfield. Okay, I know where that is. But yeah, 78-year-old woman died, but they said she had underlying conditions, so they didn't diagnose her right away, or they didn't know that it was the virus she had right away because she was already suffering from, yeah, it is sad. Oh, Trisha, want to come up? Nobody else wants to come up. I've been begging people to come up on my panel. Nobody wants to come up. Nobody wants to talk to me. I've got, uh, I'm getting a complex. I don't know. I just want to talk about anything but me getting doxxed and my husband getting called. Yeah, she's back. She was on my panel, I think, yesterday. Um, the elderly, that's me, but they say we always think old is 10, 15 years older than we are. Exactly. Everybody calls me elderly all the time, with Clancy. Trisha, you want to come up? Mojo can't come up because somebody's grumpy in her household. Crazy Nurse Granny can come up, but she won't. Need a back row, won't come up. Pop trauma, won't come up. Nobody wants to come up and talk to me. I don't have complex. Heidi does a live and she has 6 people on her live, like on her panel. I go live and nobody wants to come on my panel. I'm getting it. What do I have? Like a disease? I guess Stephanie Brown was right. Nobody wants anything to do with me. Hi, Shady Booty. I would. I'm in the middle of 3 things. Okay. Okay. Well, I was going to have like a bunch of people up and we could all just talk about whatever. I don't even know how to go on a panel. You just follow the link, Anita. You just click on the link and it tells you what to do. Carla, do you have a webcam? I think it's built into my laptop. Next time you do an evening, if you want me to come up, let me know. I will. I just need to be ready since I have a husband and 3 kids. Dinner must be over. Okay, Diana. Well, the thing with my evening ones is it's usually impromptu. Like I never know when I'm going to do them. Drop the link. Oh, okay. Finally, there you go. There you be. Anybody wants to, come up, come up. And we just talk about anything. I use the webcam and it adds weight versus use the iPhone webcams. At least mine adds about 10 pounds. I don't need a webcam to add 10 pounds. Hey,
Hi.
how are
Sorry.
you? I
I'm
was
putting
getting
some.
a complex. Nobody wanted to come up on my panel. Oh,
Was
there's
just.
Nancy.
Ah.
Okay. Oh, I
Hey,
think I've
Trish.
got to do.
She said, "Shush."
Because they went Trish and it went
Oh,
maybe
Anita's
Trish.
coming up
Trish.
too. Trisha, Ginger Lock's mom said hello to you, so I
I
don't know
heard
if
her,
you heard her.
Carl.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. How
So,
are you?
who, me?
No, not you, Carl. I talk to you
Oh,
every day.
She don't want to care about me. Nobody cares about me.
Just go make your coffee or something.
I make coffee.
She's kicking you off your channel.
I think you need to go warm it up.
Oh, geez.
I'm just kidding.
I know. I know. So how are you guys holding up? And are you isolated too, Trisha?
No. No.
So you can go out?
I'm in the medical field. I can't be isolated. I just woke up, so that's why I sound like a man.
You don't sound like a man.
I feel
I
like
just
I
woke up not too
do.
long. Not at all.
I
A
feel like
lot
I
of people
do.
got colds.
No, I wish I had a cold, then I wouldn't have to go to work.
Oh, Anita's up.
Is she?
Anita?
She hates.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah,
Am I yelling?
Yep.
a little bit.
Trisha, I came up here because I owe you a sincere apology.
Oh, I was getting ready to say, oh God, I got to get off here. She hates me.
No, I did. I said some things about you that I had no right to say, but you were right about a lot of things, and so I've learned from it. I'm telling you, from now on, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut
Yeah.
about things until I see what's really going on.
I've said this a few times, but I mean, for anyone that missed it, I was really hurt by Blombe.
Yeah,
I talk to her daily. I mean, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day. And I thought, I thought she was my friend. She was pregnant. She was younger. I have a
yeah,
24-year-old son. I have a 19-year-old daughter. I have a 17-year-old daughter. And she would talk to my daughters on the phone, and she called me her YouTube mom. And, I was going to be the grandmom to this blonde baby, grandbaby. And I would have done anything for that girl. And I had planned on helping her tremendously with whatever she needed.
I know.
When things started to not feel right for me, I never told the other people in that Discord. I kept it to myself. Laura nailed it right on the head when she said I was too lazy to go back to look at the Halloween pictures, because I never questioned her during the Halloween picture time, so I never looked at the pictures in detail.
Right.
I also knew there was 2 moles in that Discord. So I put that email in there to smoke them out. I put it in there on purpose. And it worked. And
Right.
when everything blew up, I had no idea Laura was going to, ask if she was pregnant. I had no idea about any of that. And when it all blew up, I had to leave, you guys, because
Yeah.
it was too much.
That's
Well,
what you need to do. That's what you need to
that's
do
what
when
these
it's toxic.
right. That's what these scammers do. They play on your emotions, and they know how to do it. They know how to get to you. Like you said, you have children. You
Mhm.
identified with it, and they
Well,
were.
and some things that come to mind now and looking back, my husband's garage had burnt down, and hush, Max, you do not need out. Stop. She knew that we were, going to be rebuilding that with the great insurance policy. Thank God we did have a great insurance policy on that place. But Christmas time, like, I bought my girls those sleigh stations, and they're not cheap, and she wanted one, and it was just so many. And then my taxes were coming up, and it was just so much. And then her lies, she would forget. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because if you tell a lie, you got to remember that lie, and then you
Hmm.
have to live that lie. And
Yeah.
and she would just forget her lies. And if I'm your friend and you're telling me stuff, I listen. I take that in. I
And
remember. And
and a
when
lot
she
of this stuff
ahead,
was
Carl.
between her and Blonde Bay in private because they were moderators in that Discord. So
No, we
didn't
were
have
Carla
our
don't know
admins,
Discord.
our
I'm sorry.
admins. Okay, I see. That's how much I know. They were
Yeah.
admins, so they had private chats that we weren't.
We had a private mod chat room where we could
Just the
discuss
two of
things
them.
that they couldn't see. And then we had a
Right.
private mod voice chat where we could talk and they couldn't get into here. And what made me mad about when they got Carla on that panel, when Blondie got Carla on that panel, was like, she's tried to DM you in Discord. And Carla's like, I talk to all my friends in Discord. What do you mean? Carla doesn't even probably to this day know that there's a direct message feature in Discord.
That's how stupid I am. I didn't
It's
know you
not
had
about
to.
being stupid, Carla. It's just
Right.
about not knowing the ins and outs of Discord. Because
Right.
people say that you can't record and you can't video and all that in Discord. Yes, you most certainly can.
Okay, and
If
I
it
have
makes you
something
feel
to
any
say.
better, Carla, I don't know anything about Discord.
It's
Nothing.
Yeah,
well,
me either.
But
Anita,
guess who
I
else
wanted.
I talked to last night extensively?
Yeah.
Lennon. And Lennon was in my Discord.
Yeah, she was.
And Lennon and I are fine now. Like, we're fine. She's an older lady, so she got paranoid and some trolls
like
were
Lennon.
running around. I love Lennon. But Anita, no, I accept your apology. I don't expect anyone to apologize
And
to
here's
me.
I have
But
a thing to say to Anita too. When that whole thing with Winter Green Gum went down, when she was going around and saying I doxed her,
Yeah.
it was a
And I was,
total. And then you were in chat. Oh God, I'm glad I never met her because we live in the same area and we had
yeah. And I
and
was
we
like,
were
oh
saying,
my, but you know what though, Carla, I realized it wasn't long after because she disappeared, didn't even want to be
but
around. I
she
figured,
came back and she's been saying different. She's been saying that I only met her for 45 minutes. We had coffee. And she's been saying now that the whole time I was having coffee with her, I was talking to Trisha on the phone. And that's not true. I didn't even I didn't have that kind of relationship with Trisha that I could just call her up. I didn't have her number.
well, we didn't have each
Right.
other's. And I'm sorry, Carla. I love you, but I'm not going to sit on the phone with you for
Well, I'm
45
having coffee with
minutes
someone.
while you're sitting there having coffee and trying to, meet this other person that you met.
And what
I'm
really
not
hurt,
gonna.
was I brought her gifts. I gave her gifts. And she messaged me and told me that her daughter, she had given some of the things to her daughter and her daughter loved everything. And then she turned around and said I doxed her. Like,
Well, did you ever ask Blink the full story on that?
I
Because
have no, I never
well,
did. And he never,
I'm
Yeah.
going
I
to
really don't
actually
know.
and
But
find
really,
out because Carla, you didn't dox Winter Green Gum. Stop it.
I know, but the thing is, it really hurt my feelings because I
I
thought
know.
I made a video about her. Like
I know
we
that
had
it
done
hurts your
some
feelings.
selfies and
Well, I'm going to try to get it cleared up because Blink has to
because
know the story.
right.
Well, like the
Because
way that it is right now with all the doxing that's going on.
Jeez.
I mean, Jesus, I don't know
And
what
I'm
people
going to
are
tell you
doing.
guys something else. I'm not trying to cut you off either, Ginger Locks. I think my coffee's kicking in. But
It's all good.
Did I take a phone number that somebody gave me that these ladies were pissed off? And I'm not even going to mention names. I'm done mentioning names. I'm done talking about shit about creators. I'm done talking shit about subs. That's the lesson I learned. But anyway, did I take this fake phone number and put it in a couple chats places? I absolutely did. Did I call Ben's house because he was being threatened? His house was being threatened to be called, and the police were threatened to be called. He was, it was like a warning shot to him. Like, dude, people are not afraid to freaking, get you in trouble.
Right.
I didn't dream that they would have a phone in the shed with the caller ID on it. Period. So
Oh my God.
I haven't hurt anybody physically. I know I pissed some people off and I might have hurt some feelings, but I've apologized till I'm blue in the face, and I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
You can
Well, how
only
many
apologize.
times? I mean, how many times do you say you're sorry until you're an asshole? I mean,
You're
I'm
lucky
sorry.
to get one out of me, because since all this has happened, so many other lies started. And I know that I didn't do it, and I wanted to get up on panels so bad and defend myself through the time that I was gone, because I had to tell my friends, like, quit sending me screenshots, quit calling me, quit texting me. I
Guilty.
don't care if they're gonna eat,
Right.
they can eat each other's faces off,
Right.
basically, for
Yeah.
all I care. And they did. They were like, all right, you got it. Like, and I told them too, I said, don't go in there defending me, because you're going to get ate alive, and you're going to
Yeah.
get people that don't like you. Did I not, Carla?
Yeah, and I had not said a lot about Trisha, but I said that I wasn't turning on her because I knew a lot of the backstory, and she did not want me to come on here and say anything. She said, "No, I don't want anything. You know, I don't want them coming after you because you're defending me." And so I
They
respect
did it anyway. But they did it anyway, lightweight.
Yeah. So, but it bothered me too that when I would see that people say, "Oh, Trisha's trash and she's a piece of shit and she's that," because I know a different Trisha. She's
Right, and
funny, she's witty, and she's fun. She's a good friend.
nobody has the personality that Trisha has. There's
No.
no doubt. But I mean, honestly, I fell for the blonde base stuff. I mean,
Mhm.
I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, and I'm embarrassed because I'm not an idiot. I don't normally. I don't know what it was. I fell for it. And even when Laura started to speak out, I was like, "Oh, come on, Laura!" Like, but she was right. I mean, you guys were right. It was all a lie.
Right.
Every single bit of it was a
Bad.
lie.
And you know what the worst part is? We all apologized.
Yeah.
Blondie top circles around all of us.
I cried.
We
Really?
cried on my panel. Then the very next day after Hello Starlight's live, we were on my panel crying
Yeah, I
and
know.
apologizing for something that we should never have had to apologize for.
Mandy Bell, OTF, only the family, girl, you know it.
And then I went on Diane's panel, and I felt like they were biased in her favor too. Like I just couldn't win. It didn't matter where I went. Blondie was the golden child, and everybody loved her, and everybody hated us and said our Discord was shady.
This is something other people don't know too. Me and Blondie McBlonde had gotten into it over in Lemonades, because Lemonade had just started fucking with Starlight, and I took Blondie's comment wrong, and I thought Blondie was fucking with Starlight too. So I was over there white knighting for Hello Starlight, and I get this message in Discord, and it's Blonde Bay, and she's like, "Please don't be disrespectful to my friend, Blondie, da 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 da." And I said, "All right, man, just for you, I'm gonna block her, and I'm gonna leave her alone, because I planned on dragging her ass, but I changed my mind because of Blonde Bay."
I think it's all crazy.
I left Blondie alone.
I haven't seen you on here unless you've been on Carlos, Trisha. So
I haven't been here since, I couldn't even tell you. I know it's at least been a month.
I totally get it. It's
my
so
house
toxic.
is spotless. My cars are cleaned, and I have foals coming. Like, I have 5 foals getting ready to be born. One any day, one next month, and one then the other month. I'm not gonna be on here like that. I like that at all.
Right.
And here's the thing with the whole Blonde Bay thing is Blonde Bay begged us to not go, not be friendly with Blondie because she was her best friend. So I don't know if they were working together. I can't say.
I don't think they listen. I'm gonna be honest. After all the lives you guys watched and after all the screenshots you saw, and I did watch those, I'm not going to lie. But the truth of the matter is, I personally think that they're
She
not
might have
working
been told.
together.
She
I
might have
don't
been
think they're
told
working
too.
together. But I think that Blondie believed Blonde as well. But I know for a fact, Carla, remember that day in voice chat when like 2 days before this, she said, "Oh, my husband blank has to," which she's not even married. My husband blank has to go pick up our son from hockey because I don't drive. And we were like, "Oh, okay, cool. You can stay on here longer. No big deal." 2 days later, we're all in voice chat and we're mad. Like we're all running our mouths so we don't fire up lives and go off on people. And we're talking and I look and she's on mute. And I was like, Blonde, I said, "Hello, Blonde," like
Are
saying
you
hi to her.
there?
Me?
No, if she's saying, "Are you there?" She was saying, you were saying, "Are
Oh,
you
yeah.
there?
And
Are you there?"
she typed in the chitty chat part and put, "I'm driving."
Yep.
Wow.
I immediately hung up. Like
Then there
we
was
all hung up.
a story that her husband was this kind of executive thing, and he brought a computer home. What was it she did? She put stickers all over it.
She
Yes,
plastered it with stickers so he couldn't take it back to work, was her story.
because she wanted to keep it.
Well,
And
and
so,
listen, remember this, Carla? We wanted that. We got that nitro, that disco nitro, so we could watch the live in
yeah,
Discord and all still be able to
just
hear
talk.
it and stuff. And we did that, and that's why she, or right after she brought that laptop home and stickered it up and said, "Well, now he won't be able to take it back to work because it has stickers all over it."
Oh boy.
I mean,
Yeah, there was
Some people on here come up
Yeah.
with the craziest stuff, and we fall for it sometimes, and it makes me mad. Like the whole like Montana sky thing, that made me mad after the end. Like I was like, I'm not worrying about people who, if I can't see your face, I don't know your voice in there. And I'm not that way either, but it's, you got to protect yourself in one way or another on here while you're doing stuff. Like it's weird. I don't know how to do it, but there's a way that you can almost protect yourself and not getting involved in this stuff, but you get
you
pulled
know how
into
you
it.
do that? You know how you protect yourself from that? I'm going to tell you, it's real easy. Don't go to Hangouts. Don't email people. And don't join a Discord.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
Well, and
That's it. That's
Well, I
it.
do the
That's all
2
you
out
have
of
to
3.
do.
don't
I do
say
the 2 out
anything
of
that
3.
you wouldn't say in public. Like
Right.
pretty much everything I say on my live in here is what I say to my friends, and I know who I can trust. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but
I
I've
like to think
become,
I know who I can trust, because
I,
sometimes
you
it
know,
turns out that people
Katja
who have
said, "Who did the sticker thing?" Sorry, you guys. Blonde Bay, Katja. Go ahead.
no, I was just saying, like, you hope you can trust somebody on here, because at times you think you can, and then it turns around. Like you were
No.
friends with a
get stabbed in the
morbid
back.
angel for like what, 18 years you said, or 8 years?
8. Yeah.
And this is
Wow.
what happens. She was someone you considered a good friend.
And but that was like a Facebook friend. And I had been
Okay.
warned about her from different Facebook friends that I knew, that she was, she had done certain things. And I didn't see it for myself. So I didn't take it seriously until she came after me, and she came hard after me.
Who are
So
you talking about? Monkey? Or wait, who
Or
are you talking
morbid.
about?
morbid
Morbid
angel.
angel.
Yeah,
I
she's
don't really know either one of them. I have to be honest. I really
yeah.
You're
don't.
lucky.
Well, Monkey Mara is the one that's threatened to call my husband and
That's
completely
just not
done. She
cool.
goes, "Do I have his information? Yes, I do. Do I have been verified? Yes, I do. Am I going to call her husband? If she doesn't shut her mouth, I'm going to call him up and tell him what his old hag of a wife is doing on YouTube." Well, I guess he
Wow.
knows I'm on YouTube.
Well, they
Now,
and
see,
don't think they won't do that, Carla,
Oh,
because you know
I
what's happened to me.
oh yeah, I know. Because somebody got hold of Trisha's husband
Yeah,
on
I remember that.
That
Yeah.
no,
Facebook.
that's 3 times now. And it's to the point where, like, We don't even look at it anymore. He's like, as long as you're not on there cussing and ranting and raving and carrying on like an idiot, I don't care. That's
Right.
exactly what he said to me. And
My husband
I
feels the
don't
same way.
blame him.
And what? He's not your boss. I mean, he's your husband.
Right.
What's he gonna
Exactly.
Yeah,
say?
but
It's like she said.
he'll take my credit cards. So I'm not
Well, there, yeah.
I'm not
Oh, my
risking
husband's
those
thing is
suckers, okay?
wake. My
Yeah.
husband's thing is waking him up at night, like going on panels at night.
Right.
Oh,
Waking
mine
him
would
up.
die. Anita,
Oh
were
my
you
God.
around when I got
Never.
busted in the laundry room when I was on
Yeah.
the night
Yes,
panel that
I
night?
remember that.
He came in there and he said, "Who are you
You
talking
just
to?" And I was like,
the phone
"Huh?"
just
And he
clicked.
goes, "Who are you talking to?" And I said, "My friend Laura."
It's almost like
That was
Sleepless in
when you.
Seattle.
That's when you apologized to Ben, because that's
Yeah,
when
that's
I
what I was
went up.
apologizing to Ben. And listen, with me, if I do something, I tell on myself. I told on myself about Ben. I told on myself about the phone number ordeal. Like, and if you ask me something, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
it just comes out, you guys. I don't sit here and think about how to be witty and funny and clever. I just
comes
rolls out.
Yeah. That's why I said I would make the worst troll, because I would tell him myself too, because I'm like,
And does it get me in trouble a lot? Yes, but it's done that to me my whole life, so I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
but
Well, the
yeah,
thing about with the blondie stuff, what I thought was like when she spoke with Carla that day and straightened it out and said, "Carla, I will never mention your name again," and then went around to everywhere she went talking about Carla.
yeah,
Yeah.
Didn't you just
Yeah.
say you were not going to talk about Carla?
Well, listen. Here's another thing, you guys. I don't know if anyone thought about this, but after Laura said, "Hey, is the old girl really pregnant?" and they lost their shit. Move, Max. They lost their shit, right? And they go up on her Starlight's panel. Okay, if you're up there defending this girl why weren't they defending the fact that she's pregnant? Because that was the question. Not about PayPal. That would be the last thing I would do, is make a PayPal. If you listen to that panel, she puts it in the private mod chat so so Starlight can check it to make sure that no information's coming up, because remind you, she did it as a business account. Supposedly, I don't know. I never clicked on the damn thing. I just didn't.
but here's the thing.
But why be so worried about the PayPal versus proving the pregnancy, or fighting about, yes, she's pregnant, but no, we're not showing you her fucking stomach, you weirdos, but whatever. That's
But instead,
like,
she never asked.
why?
She dropped her own PayPal everywhere, all the time.
Yes, she did.
And then he said I was doing a fundraiser. All I was doing, and I offered to do, because of the whole Eagle thing that fell through, was give all her super chats to me. And she's the one that wanted me. Ask Trisha, ask anybody that I was
Hey,
friends with in our Discord. I didn't even want to get monetized.
and this is another thing I just thought about. And Carla, maybe you were on voice chat, or I don't know if it was. Yeah, I did. I know I didn't write it. Maybe it was just her and I talking. Do you remember her asking us if she should someone wanted to send her something, and something about her real address, or if she should get a PO box? And I told her, get a PO box, because you're pregnant. Someone could be watching, like the fact that you're pregnant. I've seen too many
Yes, I was
Lifetime
in that.
movies,
Yep.
and they could come steal your baby. Remember, I told her to
Yep.
quit.
Yep, I remember that.
And so she told me, well, I'm just going to change the date. I'm just going to change the due date and start telling people that it's just going to be a summer baby. And I have that proof.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that when we went back and saw and thought about, it was like, this doesn't make sense. But she said this at that time, and then she said that, because I was mad at Trisha. I asked Trisha. I was like, I believe her.
Carla was mad. And
I
listen,
was.
the reason Blonde Bay got booted out of Discord wasn't because we didn't think she was pregnant. I came into voice after one of Carla's drama lives where she woke me up at 7:00 in the morning, probably. I go into voice and all I hear is Blonde Bay, Carla, da, 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 and she's screaming at the top of her lungs. And I said, whoa, 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 what the fuck is going on? And they
I was
both,
like,
like, she
shocked.
stopped screaming and she was like, well, Carla needs to quit going live and talking about this. And I said, Blonde Bay, Carla can do whatever she freaking wants to do. Like,
Right.
you can't. And then Carla wanted to go into Ben's and talk one time, and she told her, you can't go in. Don't go in. Remember, Carla?
Yeah, she told me not. I wanted to see because Ben had promised to give me a wrench. And I said, someone was after me in his chat. And I said, give me a wrench because I want protection. So I wanted to go in his chat and see if he really, because he said he had given me a wrench. So I went in, I wanted to go in his chat to see if he, and she was like, oh, absolutely not. You can't go in there. And I'm like, hell, this little girl is telling me what to do. I can't go live when I want to. I can't go in someone's chat when I want to. And I'm like saying to Trisha, I said, I'm leaving. I'm going to leave. Like, like,
Right.
I'm not going to have, and I was still going to give her my super chats, but I just said, her and I aren't, getting along here. Because I don't want people telling me what I can and can't do. I'm not old enough that.
Oh, a
Anybody
second look
doubted that you
says,
were
I
ever
was
going to
hoping
give.
the Blonde Bay stuff was put to rest. Oh.
Who said that?
Your troll, a second look.
Oh, we can talk about what we want.
Yeah, we're just talking about it.
And that's the thing with the whole winter green gum, that was put to rest too because I was proven to not be a doctor. It kind of hurt my feelings when you and I had, and because she lives in the same, area.
It's funny you brought that up, Carla, because I was going to ask you a couple times, like, do you still, because I felt bad because I knew after like a day or so, I knew she was full of it. And I was going to ask you, do you still want to meet for lunch? But I was like, she probably doesn't want to meet now. But I mean, I'll still totally meet you for lunch. I just think, people have to start being a little more careful on here because too many people are out to get information and hurt people with it. And I don't understand that.
I just don't understand why she was saying that about me. Like, we only met for coffee. It was 45 minutes. And then, like, I just didn't understand. I thought we had gotten along. I gave her gifts. Like, Gingerlock's mom knows me. I
know you.
Give people stuff. I just, I was meeting her, so I brought her some things, and I thought everything had been great. And then she turned around, and I saw, because Anita and I had planned to like meet for coffee or something, and I saw her in a chat, and she's like, "Oh, I was supposed to meet her. I'm so glad I didn't meet her now."
I was like, oh man, did I? Yeah.
This is how easy reputation can be.
Oh God,
you are so terrifying, Carla. You scare me to death.
I know. I'm a pet.
I would so run away from Carla. She's wearing me 2 crocheted hats and some mittens in her hand. I'd just be, she have some zip ties in there or something.
I cannot be in the. Oh, I don't have a trunk. I have a soul, so I'm in my hatchback.
I'm just gonna pull a Montana Sky someday. I'm just gonna die on here. I'll just come back to somebody else.
That's what Trisha wanted to do. She says, "I am never coming back to this community. I'm never coming back."
Do you know how many times I've heard that from people? Like, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back.
Definitely.
They're like, "Hi, I'm back."
I know. It kind of like pulls you back in and pulls you back in and pulls you back in.
I like Trisha, not Trish, so I'm glad she's back.
Thank you. I like you too, Gingerlock's mom. I'm not gonna lie. At first, when you would get on a panel, I'd be like, "Oh my God, really?" Because she's not like a big drama, and I was into all the like drama. Then, if you weren't getting on a panel to talk drama, I didn't want to hear it.
Yeah, that was a big.
But I've grown to really, really, really like you too.
Thank you. Yeah,
Mhm.
no, I don't try to get involved with the drama because like I said, I got 2 young daughters and they get easily pulled into drama. So I'm trying to teach them how to not get into drama.
Oh,
And if
Lennon
I
Yeah.
finally
got into it,
admitted that. Look, Lennon. And I stated
I
at the
stated
time
at
when
the
I
time.
left Discord, I was not afraid of leaving. So were you scared, Lennon? That dirty old Discord, were we up in there just doxing people left and right? And
It actually was just a place for us to hang out. And
wait,
when
don't go ahead, Carl.
it was just a place to hang out and talk and share stuff with. And, it wasn't really like, it wasn't this big nefarious thing that everybody thinks it was. Oh, yeah. Did we
mm-mm.
talk shit? We sure did.
Oh, that's what I was
We
gonna say.
talked a lot of shit about a lot of people, but it stayed there. And that's what I said about the whole, about her child when she told us her child had died. That never would have ever would we have gone public with anything like that. And
Well,
we
I
and
didn't want to touch on that, but I do want to tell you guys some stuff about that. Um, at the time when she said that, there were 5 or 6 people on the phone, and she told the story. And I'm not even going to repeat the story, but it wasn't an automobile accident. It was what Heidi said, falling down the steps ordeal. So, oh, goosebumps. When I immediately made her go into private mod chat with me, and I told her, don't ever tell that story to no one on here.
Right.
I said, because someone's going to get mad at you, and they're going to, they're grimy, like bitches are grimy on here, and they're going to use that against you. And then she was like, okay, well, I told 2 other people. And I was like, plus the 6 you just told in Discord. So that's 8
Right.
people.
hi,
And
Mary.
I just begged her to not talk about it. I never knew that child's name. I never knew her name. I'm lazy, you guys. I didn't even click on her link to see her what her name was.
Wow.
So when that whole I did this anonymous email shit came out, and I reacted the way I did on Carla's, and Carla was begging me to calm down, I was like growling and shit. How, when I got accused of that at night, that night, couldn't get on a panel because my family's asleep. They all know I can't get on panels late at night.
Right.
So I stewed and slept on that all night. And by the time I woke up the next morning, buddy, I could have ate nails. I was so mad.
Mm.
But
Well, that's how you get when you're accused of something, in your heart. Like, that's what I was so upset about the winter
Mhm.
green gum packet. When you know that you haven't done something and you're accused of it, people are running with it, waving it, it drives you just about crazy. Like, you know,
look, if someone accuses me of something and I did it, I'm not going to sit there and argue with you about it. I'll just be like, okay, whatever. Well, I pay
Right.
people to death. So if you write me this big thing about, did you troll me? Blah blah blah. I'm just gonna put K. If I didn't do it, I will answer you like, no, I did not do that. But let me go look at my dirty Discord. I might know who did.
I have heard so much about Discord, and I have not been on Discord, but I've heard a lot about it.
You can join mine, Gingerlocks. It's really clean.
we talk about it's
What?
stuff you talk about that you wouldn't talk about like on, you in public.
Oh, on
We talk
YouTube.
about real life
Yeah,
stuff.
just real life
Right.
stuff. I mean,
Mhm.
Do we talk
we
shit about
talk,
some people? Yeah, but
yeah, we talk shit about people,
if
but we
we know
talk
you
about,
like them, then we try to be chill about it.
we've even talked about baby cows. Real baby cows, people's grandchildren,
I have
birthdays.
foals get ready to come on there galore.
But yeah, Patricia's got
I
horses.
never. I tried. Laura has one, and I tried to get on hers, and I was working off of my old phone, and it was all screwed up. I was out of memory and all that stuff, so I couldn't get on. And then everything blew up with all the Discord problems, and I was like, I'm not getting on any Discord. I'll just opt out of that. But
Yeah.
not, just because of everything that was going on. I'm kind of glad I was never in one.
Well, if you're ever in one and you need a mole smoked out, let me know.
You should open a Discord just for moles. You should open up a Discord just for moles only.
No one would join because they're so busy everywhere else. And listen, the funniest part about that is too, I almost forgot. They had two moles in my Discord, and I had one in theirs.
Right.
And I was getting accused of it because here's the thing. I was friends with Trisha, and we kind of had a falling out, but she still didn't drag me. So
I couldn't drag you.
if she didn't drag me, I was automatically accused of it. And that wasn't the first time. I had been accused before of being a mole, and it turned out I wasn't. And then again, and that's when I decided to leave Discord. And then, of course, when I left, they said, "Oh, she left because she was the mole, and nothing happened since she left," and blah blah blah. Well, you know what? Whatever. I knew I wasn't. So, and Trisha, and I asked Trisha, I begged her to tell me who the mole was, and she wouldn't tell me. She said, "No, I'm going to my grave with it." So,
yeah. It's just not worth it. I'm not starting.
No, I'm not just gonna
I
start.
agree with that.
I'm not here for drama no more.
Yeah.
I can't.
I'm going back to the Nigerian community where the lady's nice to me and she says, "Hello, Tricia. Hello, Tricia." That's all I can understand. But I love her. Her name, the channel's called The Schultz. Look it up. I'm not lying.
The Schultz.
Yes, SCHULZ, I think.
It's
the Nigerian community.
You and Mark went there. Mark, him, he actually messaged me last night to ask.
Not Marky Mark, Merrick W.
Merrick. Yeah, I know, but I call him Mark.
Real quickly, I just wanted to say thank you for having me on. I can't stay because I have a Lori Vallow video that I'm about to do about, I think it's the sister-in-law who has information. So I'm going on Miss Murder's channel with that shortly. So that's why I'm like doing 5 things at once.
Well, Anita,
thank you for coming out to us, Mom.
Thank you. Bye, Trisha. Bye, Anita.
Bye, Anita. Bye.
Bye, honey.
Bye,
What'd you say, Trish?
I said I've missed you.
I know, I missed you too.
I love it when you came into my lives.
You're the funniest person without even trying to be funny.
Well, I might be leaving again, so y'all enjoy it while you can.
You know what though? There's nothing. I mean, taking a step back. I've even just the last few days. I've just stepping out of it for a while. You can't get real.
Helps to log off.
You can't get real deep in here. Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, because I get like really aggravated, and then I think to myself, you realize this is YouTube. Why are you aggravated? And like Diane was talking. I don't know where. Just recently, and she said, and the sound in her voice, I think, because I'm real opinionated about Diane and Wendy. That's my, whatever. But she did say she doesn't want to be the moral authority of YouTube. And like, I believe her, and I agree. Like, that has to be very, that's like a lot of weight to have on you, to have everybody in this community looking at you like what you're going to say about something.
Well, here's the thing about last night. I wasn't going to bring up anything in Diane's chat about anything that happened to me like yesterday. I just wasn't. But it got brought up. I don't know who brought it up. And then when things started, Trisha, the truth went up there and said I streamed Morbid Angel, and she said I streamed it for you, and I really don't remember.
No, I can clear that up. I was on your panel and I streamed her because she went live at the same time you did or something, and I streamed her through my iPad. That's what she was talking about. I didn't listen to her, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so I didn't remember that because
who cares? People stream each other all the freaking time.
Trisha, you were right about so many people. So many people.
I
And you
know.
would say stuff just in passing and it would register, but I would think, oh, that's just Trisha being crazy. But you were right about so many people.
Listen,
And
I'm
I'm like,
crazy, but I'm going to tell you what, when I have a gut feeling, my gut does not lie to me.
right.
And I fought my gut against Blonde Bay until I just couldn't anymore, because I knew. I knew
Right.
in my heart, I knew in my gut. And, you know, I would have just let it go. I would have just let her keep her little $75
Right.
gift card and just let her go on her merry way. She'd still been here.
Right.
But I don't know.
Who knows how she would have started behaving, though, if she wouldn't have gotten out of you what she set out to get, like you said.
Well, she
Paying
wasn't
attention.
getting any money from being pregnant. I mean,
Right.
$75 was all she had gotten in a couple of months' time, even though the baby wasn't due yet, but still. So I think that's where the dead child came into play to really pull on our heartstrings and send her shit. And she fucked up in that screenshot where she said, "This is my first Valentine's Day without her." That's what I was like, boom,
Yep.
like that was it for me. That was the icing on the fucking cake right there.
The passing of a child is not something where you get the date mixed up.
Right.
I lost a brother 12 years ago. My mother has never been right since. So trust me, if you lose a child, you're not going to mess up the date. You're just
Right.
not.
For the year.
Well,
Yeah.
She had said it was like it was going to be the first Valentine's Day she was without her child. And then Blondie went up on a panel and said,
gaslit the shit out of us.
Yeah.
2 years ago. And we were like, wait a minute. That's not what she said in our Discord. She had said this was going to be her first Valentine's Day.
Listen, that morning that I was on that panel with Blondie, I was exhausted. The stuff with Eagle, then Monkey and Morbid Druggist for 2 weeks, and then all the crap with something else happened in between that, and then the Blonde. I was so exhausted. I just was ready to tell Blondie whatever the fuck she wanted to hear, and I usually don't get like that. Like, I did get smart with her a few times, like when she was telling me, well, you can just type to me what she said to you, the private chat, mod chat. Bitch, does this look like it's my first time on a fucking panel? Like, I know, don't treat me like a kindergartner.
Right.
Blondie.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, everybody says that all her social media is gone, but I think
crap.
Her channel is there. Maybe she's just in a different community. I don't know.
She's under a troll name, and she's very much probably here listening and watching.
Know what name she's under. I think that she's not. I mean, I think there's people still in this community that know where she is at, and believe everything she said. I don't think Life with Jen is coming up.
Yay.
Hi, Life with Jen.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Hi, Jen.
Hi. Is it Anita?
I can't hear.
Oh, Trisha can't hear you. Can you go out and come back in?
Sure,
I'll
I'll
go
give it
out
a
and come
shot.
back in.
Oh, you're going to go out and come back in because we can both hear her. Anita can hear her and I can hear her.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
I can
it's
hear.
probably me.
Okay.
I'll be back.
All right. Hi, Jen.
Hi.
I have to say thank you to you. You have stuck up for me so many times, and I just really want to tell you how much I appreciate that. Like,
Well, you're welcome.
I really do.
You are so welcome.
But I just wanted you to know that I do appreciate that. So,
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, Life with Jen.
Of course. Yeah. Anita, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, hon. This is my first time ever on a panel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Carla's a
cherry
popper, yeah.
Channel cherry popper.
So what's your thoughts on this Life with Jen? I seen you did a few reaction.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Truth Really Not Trish.
No, I'm
have.
not. Truthfully, not Trish.
It's not.
No.
No, it's Trish, not Trish. I'm so sorry.
Trisha, not Trish.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
Y'all needed a little laugh.
Yeah, definitely.
We didn't even laugh.
Okay. So, Trisha, Trish,
No, you can call me Trisha. That's fine.
Okay.
Just call me by my government.
Hello?
So I have some questions. Did you, during this whole Blondie McScam thing, did you have a feeling that she was scamming?
Which one?
But Blondie at first, and then Blonde Bay at first, and then Blondie McScammer second.
At first, I did not think Blonde Bay was scamming me. I believed she was pregnant. I believed that she had a son, even though at one time she said, I know you guys probably think it's weird or something because you never hear my kid. And I said, I don't want to hear your kid.
Right.
It's best off if I don't hear your child. You're going to hear my girls because they just walk in here like they own my room, but I don't want to hear your kid. So I didn't think she was scamming me then, no, at first.
What made you think afterwards? What kind of turned your feeling on that?
The day we were all in voice chat, and she was usually like one of the most talkative ones in voice chat. And
So,
2 days before that, she said, my husband is going to pick up my son from soccer because I don't drive. 2 days later in a voice chat, when I see her come in, and I said, hi, Blonde Bay, aren't you going to say hi or something? Because she stayed muted. And I had also written her in the private mod chat, and I told her, like, I have a feeling you don't want to be here anymore. Because listen, this is a backstory to that too. She was telling us what chats to go into, what to get mad about, how to feel, what to do, what to say, and it pissed me off. Like, and I told her, look, we're human beings. Like, we all have our own way of dealing with stuff and reacting to stuff. Like, you can't fucking tell Carla not to go into bins. You can't tell this person not to go here and there, boss. They skip, and you definitely ain't telling me where the fuck to go, girlfriend. Ain't happening.
Exactly.
So she got pissed about that. So, long story short, the day and then we were in the voice chat, and I said, can you at least, because there was 5 or 6 of us in there talking, and I said, Blonde Bay, can you at least say hello real quick? And she wouldn't do it. And she said, I'm driving. And I said, I drive all the time.
Hi, Stewie.
And talk.
Right.
But she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't say hello. So we all hung up and got off that voice call. And then I caught her in there screaming at Carla for going places again. And I booted her. I fucking booted her. That was it.
Yeah. So I'm pretty new to the community. I've been kind of a silent watcher. And as a new sub, when you come into, I've been here for about 8 months. And I was just kind of lurking silently. And I do watch Laura. I do watch Molly. I did watch Diane and Wendy. I kind of pop in now and then, but I got booted for having an opinion, and or even asking a question sometimes in there. So when the McScammer thing came out, the first thing that set me off was the way Carla was being treated. It was she was going so hard on Carla when we were just asking questions to her, just simple questions, and she would just flip it and go so hard. And at that moment, as a sub, I felt like she was trying to control Diane and Wendy's life and just flip the script on everything. So when you ask her a question, it would turn into, well, somebody did this. What about that? And
that's what she does.
Right. It's like if your lips are moving, you're lying. And that's the feeling I got from her. She just kept talking and kept talking. And then she went hard on Carla. And I did see her go on Molly's lives, and she tried to run Molly's lives a little bit. She was known for about a minute. She was known for being Molly's counselor, channel counselor, if you will.
She told Bombay told me that Blondie was a life coach.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and she tried to do that on Molly's channel.
Well, she only
and it was like, what are you doing?
And then, okay, listen, she found out because I sent an email also to Molly Golightly, and I sent an email to Diane and Wendy, not the same one as Laura's, just about, and I sent proof. And I put those in my Discord too to smoke out the last little mole that was in there. Mm-hmm. And the next thing you know, Blondie joined MGL's Patreon, and you know why, right?
Yeah.
So she couldn't talk about it. And
and she could control the story. Yeah.
She can't control MGL though. If something gets brought up and Molly wants to talk about it, it's going to get talked about.
Exactly.
Right.
So I really feel like she started in Discord. These two started in Discord. Then they, I think obviously it moved to YouTube, right? And then they freaked out a little bit and thought, oh my God, we've got some sleuths on this. And that's one thing I do love about Laura is she can figure some shit out, right? So she figured that out, and thank God, and don't hate me for watching different creators.
Sue, I see you.
Thank God, because if we didn't have her bringing it to the surface, because nobody was talking about this sad story, this tragic death of this child. Obviously, nobody would do that. So I think it definitely started in Discord, and they tried,
well,
and then they moved to YouTube.
Discord.
Yeah.
She built my Discord. Look, I always said, I see you guys in chat. I'm sorry, I'm just now watching it. Hi, JoJo. It was a big running joke for a long time. After I listened in on Laura's Discord, the 2 whole times that I did, and everyone had a freaking panic attack. And I didn't even really, I got what I needed out of it, but it was just by a fluke that person was even talking at the time. I'm not even gonna get into that. But since I did that, and I always said I'll never have a Discord, I deleted Hangouts. I was like, I'm done talking to people outside of chats. And then she's like, and it wasn't just her. I'm not gonna blame it all on her. Her and I would joke back and forth about Discord, like if Discord. And then she was like, you really should make, we really should make one. And I was like, fuck it, make it, put it in my name, I don't care. And that's where, and she did a good job at it. Like,
did it feel like she knew what she was doing?
Do what?
Did it feel like she knew what she was doing, or like she's done it before?
Yes.
Really?
She knew what she was doing because she could make, she built it to where you came into the first room. It's just like the lobby area, and so you get moved over, and then she did a great job at it. I felt bad for booting her out of it because she built it. You know what I mean? I did. Right. People think I'm such an asshole, and I don't feel bad about some of the things that happen, but I do.
Well, of course, of course, any human would.
I would have mad if I'd have spent all that time building some lady a Discord, and then she booted me out of it.
Yeah, but
she was in there trying to run shit, dude. She was,
and that's exactly that's exactly why she did it, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly why she went on all these channels and tried to make somebody else the problem. And
here was something funny too, is she paid for the first month of that. What was that program called?
Nitro.
And she was still dropping her PayPal because she was like, you know what I mean? Like,
and denying she was dropping her PayPal. Let's not forget she denied it.
Diane says, Wendy.
I even asked. I'm sorry, Carla.
She said, I need proof that Blondie Bombay was asking for money. Well, she dropped her PayPal everywhere.
Right.
Well, as soon as that got brought up on whoever brought it up first, I think it was on Wendy and Diane's. I started text messaging Laura like boom, 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 boom. There you go. There's her fucking asking for it.
That's right.
And there was
She caught herself on that live
where I said, "How often did you want?" Because I wasn't really familiar with dropping PayPal. I was like, I did it for her, but I was like, in the screenshot, I said, "How often should I drop it?" And she said, "Oh, just something like just in moderation."
So in Diane and Wendy's live, she actually denied it for probably a good 20 minutes before somebody asked her. And at this point, if you go back and watch that video, she actually raises her hand. Like she's swearing to the Bible, right? She raises her hands when somebody asks her. So who made the PayPal? Who dropped the PayPal?
It.
She
Blondie
said,
even dropped
I did.
the link.
She said, I did. And then she flipped the script. But what about doxing? What about this? And it's like, whoa, back up. You just denied it for 20 minutes. You didn't drop a PayPal. But then in this 2-second little part, she raises her hand and says, I did. But what about all the doxing? Wait.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I have that clip. It's
doxing?
It's amazing. Well,
what
then she went on about Laura doxing somebody. I don't even know.
Oh, Jesus.
I went back to that and I thought, this is ridiculous. This is are you not listening to your own live at this point? Because she's trying to run the show and she's lying the whole time she's doing it. And as she's lying, she's telling her own story.
She also was going, well, the people in the community are coming to me. What am I supposed to tell them?
Exactly.
What am I supposed to tell them about the fundraiser? I said, it's not a fundraiser. I was giving her all my super chats.
Well, so Jen, if you caught that, then you must have caught her saying about the email, I will reply. Or what did she like? I got them. Or she caught herself up a few times.
She said,
"Listen, I have no doubt in my mind.
Blondie got him.
I have no doubt in my mind that she was in that Discord too. I don't know. Is there a way? I'm gonna have to figure it out. But Blonde Bay didn't
in that Discord. She was running that Discord.
Well, Blonde Bay did not type me paragraphs.
That's true.
And there was a few times there was some real like long ass shit. I didn't even read it. I just put K.
Yeah.
And now I'm like wondering if that was really Blondie.
Yeah, I'm going to send you some of those clips that I have that, I mean, she says it in her own words. She screws up so much in that live, and there are just bits and pieces that she actually gets to it.
When she said something email, why couldn't you answer your email? And I said, you said that was you that wrote that. She did say it. And then she didn't know. She goes, stop lying. She called me a liar. And I said, no, you said it.
Look, Blonde Bay has no problems crafting an email.
Let me ask you girls a question. Have you ever in your life had one of your friends craft an email for you?
No.
And that's what I said. Just it's not like the email was going to a corporation or somebody at work. It was an email between people on YouTube. Why did it need to be crafted? I didn't even think
that Laura was going to email me back when I sent her that, to be honest with you. I figured she'd say, go find them yourself, lazy ass, or something. Like, I never dreamed that she would send them to me, but, she probably had them right there. She didn't have to dig for them.
Yeah. So you've got Blondie McScammer, who's the smart one behind the computer, and you've got Blonde Bay, who's playing this tragic story, the Betty, right? It's a perfect combination for a scam, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you know if anybody got their money back from that PayPal? Or
I did not get my money back.
I heard some people did, but
some people didn't.
Some didn't.
I did not get my money back, and I've checked every week, and the PayPal isn't. The users it's under investigation. I don't know.
I also heard that that's not set up under a business account.
I sent it through friends. I sent it through a friend, the friend, not business.
And see, why the money that night? That was to get up and say, yes, she's pregnant. That was the
Right.
freaking question asked is this chick really pregnant? It wasn't, Laura didn't say, is she really getting money off the community for being pregnant? So
And
why the
she didn't say,
PayPal links? Why the last PayPal links? Because you have to remember there were 2 PayPal links before and an Amazon wish list.
yeah.
Exactly. And let me just say,
Why?
in Diane and Wendy's live, she denied the stroller and then she admitted to the stroller.
She admitted that the stroller had been bought and paid for and thanked everybody.
Exactly. She denied it. I didn't know anything about a $600 stroller, yada yada. And then Diane backed her up and said they were just looking at strollers. It was a picture of just looking at strollers from the information.
No. That's wrong. That's not true.
At that point, and then admitted to it,
and
and nobody
overpriced the stroller. I looked up the freaking stroller, and the one that she wanted was not $600. It was $354. Stroller car seat combo, and that's the one she wanted. It was unisex because she claimed she wasn't going to find out the sex of the baby. Yada yada yada. So she was trying to make a couple $100 more off of that. That was another red flag to me. A $600 red flag was I have 4 kids. $600 for a stroller? Are you kidding me? That's a lot of flipping diapers, lady.
She admitted
she didn't want anything.
I'm going to tell you one thing. She's not 26 years old. I don't think she's a teenager, but she's not 26. She's talked to my 19-year-old daughter on the fucking phone about makeup and sleigh stations. You know, my daughter's going to be 20 in 2 months. She's not 26, you guys.
Do you think she's related to do you think they're related?
No, I don't. I don't.
Think so.
I think that maybe the Canada California thing fucks me up, so I have to say no. Like,
But another thing that we didn't understand either was the whole wish list. She did not want anything put on the wish list. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all she wanted was gift cards.
Well, the thing is, we talked about that, and she said, "What should I put on there?" And I said, "Put your diapers, put your lotion, wipes, wash rags, towels, onesies, passies, bottles." Man, I think Mandy Bell was going to buy her this elaborate bottle set. They were talking about hands free or some shit. I don't know. Look, my last daughter was born in 2002. Like. And my son in 94, like, I don't know about hands-free bottles, you guys. I know there's a lot more cool stuff out here now for babies, but
somebody that has 2 kids already, why do they need to ask what they should put on their list?
That's a good
well,
point.
She said, I'll tell you why. She said that her mom was so embarrassed when she was 16 and got pregnant with her son. And keep in mind, she don't even have a son. Right. But her mom was so embarrassed when she was 16 and pregnant that she would not have her a baby shower. So that pissed me off. Like,
okay, wait. Up. And here was another lie. Blondie said to me that she considered me like a mother figure because she had no relationship with her mom. She did have a relationship with her mom because her mom had just, like, how long before this all happened that her mom had bought her a $700 coat? You know,
not long. It was cold. I mean, it had to have been October.
And she said her mom had bought her a $700 coat. I'm thinking to myself, usually when you have a baby shower, it's your family that, you know, she has a husband, supposedly. She has a mother. They're usually the ones that, you know what, buy you stuff, like the expensive stuff. Your family.
Carla, what did she say her mailman started calling her from
Bombay.
Thank you.
What?
She said her mailman started calling her Bombay.
Because why? Because of all the Amazon cards he was delivering to her.
Yep.
Wow. So who said that? Did she admit to it?
She said that to us. Yes.
Yeah, she said it in a voice chat.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Now, how many times do you does your blonde bae or your blonde bae, your mailman call you by your name? Like,
Okay, so Carla, that don't make sense. So if she got $175 gift card off of
right,
that lady, I'm not
right,
gonna say her
one,
name,
yeah,
then he wouldn't, you know what I mean? She had to have been getting stuff mailed to her too. For
right,
him to call her blonde bae after
yeah.
one gift card, no.
See, she done and told on herself again.
See, those are the little things I'm talking about that I caught onto.
That's what
And
I was
she also
wondering.
wanted me to put a PayPal
That's what I was
in my
wondering,
name.
Trish.
She wanted me to put a PayPal in my name. She wanted me to put it in my name.
I hate to
And
say it, but it's because Carla, she looked at you like you were easy. You know what I mean? Like,
Blondie said, you know, she was acting stupid on Diane's panel. Like, oh, I didn't know that you could put it in a business name. Yet she's a businesswoman, supposedly. She didn't know all this about this PayPal. Like, but, you know, she
yeah.
acted so educated and she knew all this stuff. And yet she didn't know that you could put a PayPal in a business name. And I
And
said,
in the
well,
very
I
end,
told her that because I
if you're
told
an
her,
educated, sorry, Carla, go ahead. I'm sorry, honey.
I told her I told Blonde, I said, I'm not comfortable putting a PayPal for you in my name. Thank God I never did because I would have gotten accused of God knows what, you know, who
So
knows?
I think in the very end that I lost my train of thought.
Sue said, so did they have this scam going on in another community? Not
I
that we
believe
know
so.
of.
I don't know.
I think she's tried, but we don't know. We don't know if they use different names. I've asked my daughters on YouTube who their friends are. I've asked them a couple things and they haven't heard anything, but I wouldn't doubt it because she does seem like she's done this before.
He sure knew how to talk circles around us because we ended up apologizing. I ended up apologizing to Blondie twice, like because I felt so bad. I felt so bad because she brought out the dead child thing, and
Exactly.
you
And
know,
that was
and
on
I said
purpose.
that's pulling out on the heartstrings of people.
Yeah.
We thought I was
Nobody's going to question that, you know?
Hi,
Nobody's going to
Stewie.
probably
would have
question that.
we never would have brought that out ever.
Chewy needs a gun.
And that's when she freaked out because it started to come out.
Right.
You know, and people were starting to question that. And then, you know, what was she going to say? Who's going to question the story of a mother and her dead child?
I'm going to tell you who questioned
I will.
it. I'm going to tell you who questioned it in the chat. Governor Meerkat did.
Well, hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor.
He did. He or she did. And that's why that's one screenshot. I said something about the troll saying she wasn't pregnant. And I said, do you want me to say something? Because I was going to go after Governor. And she was like, no, I want absolutely no attention brought to it whatsoever.
Yep.
I was like, okay.
How convenient.
Yep.
I got called a liar for that too, and manufacturing drama. You don't have to manufacture this shit. Like, you can't make it up.
No, and the story gets deeper. You know, the more people I hear that came out, like I didn't know as much as I probably should have about what happened in Discord. I had a feeling that it started with you, Trish, like with you getting some of the feelings that you had and some of the information and where it began in Discord, but I didn't really know some of this. So even I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked.
Meerkat called it. Meerkat called it.
How did Meerkat find out? Like, what
he
did
just had
I
a
don't
feeling.
know.
He said that's a scam.
I mean, like Mandy says, she said, "Oh wow, Meerkat." There, I lost it. Meerkat did how did Meerkat know to question it, and why would she be so worried about Meerkat? Meerkat says dumb shit all the time. I bet
maybe it was because he was the first person that questioned something like that.
Maybe he just watches chat and saw her running her mouth around about it. I don't know.
I can say this, that I had a feeling she wasn't what she seemed. She first came out, but she was very convincing. Very convincing.
Oh,
and then, you know, and so, I mean, I did donate in the very, very beginning. I'm talking about when she was before she went on Hello Starlight's panel, even, you know,
Yeah.
when she was hinting at and whatnot. And I had that feeling early on that she just wasn't who she claimed to be. And, you know, here's what I was getting at earlier was, if she was such a professional and she knows what she's doing and she can craft emails, you know, she's better at that than Blondie, right? Then why didn't she
Than
vet her
Blonde?
friend? Yeah, sorry. Why didn't
Okay.
she vet her friend? Why didn't she, you know, if I'm going to get money for somebody, fundraise money for somebody, you better goddamn believe that person is going to be vetted. I'm going to know where that money went. That person's going to come up and say, thank you. Are you kidding me?
This is my deal. The day that chick left and was refusing to come up and be next to me on a panel to talk about her situation is the day I would have told her, bitch, you're on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, you can just run from it and they can talk about you for weeks, but I'm not going to get up there
and bribe
and not
you.
have you with me.
Ultimately, that's
you
your
know?
reputation, right? That's your
Yeah,
reputation.
but no, she
And
jumps from panel. She went from Starlight's to Diane and Wendy's to Molly Golightly's panel, and then
Mhm.
back to Diane's panel. I mean,
Mhm.
come on. Her friend didn't want a troll comment mentioned. Blonde Bay did not even want a troll comment mentioned in a chat. Why the hell would Blondie think that Blonde Bay would want 4 panels done about it?
About a dead
Exactly.
child.
And that didn't even include Laura's panels. So there you go. There's about 15 right there.
Mm-hmm. She was on a mission.
Yeah, she
She
was.
was on a
For
mission.
what though? For what?
I don't
For
know.
her fake friend that needed fake money for a fake dead baby.
Friend. I cannot even wrap my mind around that.
And we were just vilified. Like we were.
Look, I'll ride for my friends, but come on. There's
Right.
to a point.
Right. And there's going to be a point where she was even in Diane and Wendy's chat defending her, like, I'm not just going to give up my friend because she hasn't talked to me in a week. Really? Like, but you're educated, right? No,
Right.
Like that's not going to fly with anybody. But see, I felt that Diane and Wendy were biased in favor of her. Like, I really did, because she was rolling her eyes at me. She was talking down to me. She was, you know, she was getting mad at the chat because they weren't agreeing with everything that she was saying, and she was getting mad.
I wanted proof in that. I wanted proof in that live, like Diane and Wendy said we were going to get, right? And even during the beginning, they boasted about it. I've got so much proof. Listen, I've looked through absolutely hours and hours and hours of stuff that she gave me, right? Blondie McScammer gave me this 69-page document that I spent hours looking at.
In a PDF file.
Right. I didn't get any proof. I actually asked for proof, then got booted right out of Diane's, along with many other people. And then the story turned into her being a victim. The next day, we hear that, oh, I didn't look through all the proof that Blondie gave me. Sorry. And then we move on. What? Like, what? We're just going to let her get away with this and not tell anybody and not bring it up?
No,
we can't talk about a dead baby? I don't understand.
Yeah, they said to that she got mad at them for letting Laura up that night, and then I think that maybe she was done and gone and wasn't speaking to anyone anymore. So Blondie got mad at Diane and Wendy too, but it was her own fault. Like, she asked to go up on Diane and Wendy's panel, so you know.
And I honestly don't understand why she couldn't.
I think they were trying to
face Laura.
Huh?
Why couldn't she face Laura up on panel and
she can't handle Laura. She cannot handle Laura. Look, if you're going to come at Laura, you better, roll around in all the toilet paper you got and cover up your body, because she's going to drag you and drag you and drag you and drag you.
I still would have cleared my name, right?
Yeah.
I still would have.
If I was innocent, I agree. I'm not gonna.
Hey.
I still would have. Carla did. Carla went right on up there.
Well,
Yep.
You know?
Carla's, Carla's got some balls, but Blondie McBlonde will never ever get on a panel with Perplex ever. Because I mean,
And
even if
that's a
Laura,
problem with me.
Laura has dropped her links. Laura has even told her, like, I'm not going to get up here and cuss and yell. Let's just talk. Blah 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 blah. Nope, she would not do it.
That bothers me.
She knows that Laura will own her ass.
Yeah. And as far as I'm concerned, they, whatever you want to call them, they are scammers until I know otherwise, until I see otherwise. So, and both of them,
Well,
I'm not going to listen to Blondie's excuses, try to defend herself and defend Blonde Bay when we have zero proof. All we have are proof that she has lied. That's all we have. Proof that she's lied. What else do we have?
You're right. I mean, and then now that I know that there's no kids, like, she would sit there and tell us that, she doesn't like to go to her son's hockey games all the time, but she had to go to the hockey game, and
that's some sick shit.
Taking her kids to school that morning, she said, I have to take the kids. Well, if your daughter died, wouldn't that be my son? Like my kid?
Well, yeah,
not plural.
You wouldn't forget it.
Even the ages were off. Like,
well, they would have had to been twins if that
they
baby
would have had to
died.
be twins. You would say they were twins. You would have mentioned that they were twins. But according to Blondie McBlonde, her daughter died 2 years ago when she was 8 years old. Her son was 10 now.
That's not true.
See, and I heard the 8-year-old story.
Yeah.
I heard the 8-year-old story. And you know what I heard? I heard that it was, and this was on Molly's channel, and it was in chat. So I don't remember who, but somebody had mentioned, and I remember Alicia being on panel. So I don't know when it was, but somebody in chat had said that it was hard to talk about, and Blondie was up there too, or Blondie McScammer was up there too. It was hard to talk about because it was a pet cemetery thing. So I had assumed, and other people in chat were assuming the same thing, that this child this 8-year-old went out to the road and got hit by a truck.
No. Oh my God. Is that what I've seen the pet cemetery?
See? Yeah. And so there are so many people out there that believe that, and
here's the story. And if no one wants to hear it, if no one wants to hear it, then just, turn the volume down. It is pretty sad, but it doesn't make sense because, here's the story. She sent her daughter over to spend the night at her sister's house. Her sister lives in a 2-story house with she said there's 12 or 13 steps and then a landing and then 3 or 4 more steps. She fell down the 13 steps and got a concussion.
Wow.
And was rushed to the hospital with a concussion. I don't know about y'all, but my boys played football. And okay, so anyway, rushed to the hospital with a concussion, started getting bleeding on the brain, and they put her on life support. She laid on life. Now, this was 1st of October.
Right.
So she said that she laid on life support, and they pulled the plug on October 14th.
Oh my God, what a sick story. If you're lying about that, that's sick.
So listen, on October 31st, she's entering a Halloween contest on Laura's. I don't think after 2 weeks, and you got to figure if she dies on the 14th, they probably don't bury her till what, the 21st, let's just say?
Yeah.
Okay,
so 5 days.
Okay, so from the 21st to the 31st, now you're on a panel or you're on a contest on a live, and your child's been buried for 10 days approximately.
And I wouldn't be able to. And we talked about that in Discord because everybody said, we all have kids, and we all talked about that certain thing is like, would we as mothers be able to bury our children and then enter a, a contest or whatever? I would be inconsolable. Like that would.
Listen, I get it that
That's
everyone
Casey Anthony
grieves
Yeah,
said.
everybody grieves differently.
differently. I get that, but I'll tell you where I would be. I would probably be right next to my child's grave with a blanket and a pillow and not being able to move.
Mhm.
So
And that's why, I'm sorry if it seems like I'm not compassionate, but from the get-go, after you've given money to somebody and then you hear the tragic story change, right? And then other people come out and they're telling different stories. And I started to feel like a damn fool. And when I feel like a fool, I get mad.
Yeah, me too.
And I want to know the truth. And until I know the truth, I feel like a damn fool. So I feel mad. I don't know how to explain that. So, if this is a true story, it is tragic. But if it's not a true story, if it's a lie, it's a sick lie.
It's a lie. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I believe it is.
And then Blondie gives her the information, or gives Diane an information from this guy or whatever, supposedly Blondie's boyfriend, and it ends up that she shows the picture from when she paneled up on my live, and he said that's not even her. Like
that whole story is screwed.
So why would Blondie even give that guy's information to Diane to corroborate that story, when that's the whole thing I didn't understand, when it wasn't even like, first of all, she wasn't married, and she told us all she was married.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposedly her boyfriend, and I don't know. I just didn't,
Yeah, I can't figure out the guy. I don't know if he was part of the plan or not, but
no, I don't think so.
What gets me is he's deleted all social media.
Well, probably because
only red flag I have.
Well, that's because everyone on here is probably freaking contacting him, because that's what they do. They love to reach out and touch people.
Right.
That's true.
And we never heard him in the background. We never heard anyone. It was complete silence when she was, we could hear her doing things, whatever, but we never heard any other voices. And she never had to get off the phone because Blank's getting ready to be here, or I have to go cook for me and Blank, or, none of that. She was a stripper. She went to work. And I believed that because, I danced with a girl that danced till she was 8 months pregnant, and she made hella money. Guys love pregnant women.
Yeah. Yeah.
They do. I don't know, you guys.
But we did really care about her. It just.
Yeah, I'm sorry you guys had to go through that. That's one thing that kind of shined out of all of this is, I did see people's hearts come out, and, honestly, I wish it would have went a different way, because if everybody would have gotten together and we would have had this figured out in the story down.
Even if I would have found out she was a scammer and there was no, and there was, I still wouldn't have brought it out into the public. I still would have given her my super chat, because I figured in my head, if she needs the money that bad, she can have it. Like,
oh, not me. I would have called her ass out.
She would have, but I wouldn't have. I was so, and that's what I was accused of. I was like accused of fundraising. And then she said to me, well, you should have come out and told people. Well, that would have been, I would have looked even worse if I came out and said, well, I'm not raising money and I'm not going to give my super chat anymore to Blonde Baby, because I don't believe she has a dead child and I don't believe she's pregnant.
Well, you wouldn't have done that. She knew that. She knew you wouldn't have done that. She knew you wouldn't have done that. And she knew Laura would have.
Well, the best part was when the day after Blondie was on Carla's panel and was gaslighting all of us. She came into Carla's the next day and super chatted Carla $9.99 to get Carla specifically to say something about oh, there's the super chat to go toward Blonde.
Yeah.
But you know, Carla just said, oh, thank you, Blondie, for the $9.99. And
Yeah, and then she denied it. She said she needed a screenshot of it.
yeah.
I swear to God, she did that. She did it just to make me look bad. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, she did it. She was gaslighting you once again.
Oh,
And
to
she
see
did
if I
it
was still giving
And
my
to
super
get it
chat.
to see what you would say.
as a new
Right.
subscriber too, as somebody new in the community, it showed. It was so obvious.
Mhm.
Right.
Yep. And another thing is why I kind of think that they were more involved than a lot of people think is Blondie did not call Carla Miss Carla. Blonde did. Well, Blondie came into Carla's chat one day and said, good morning, Miss Carla. The same exact way that Blonde does.
See,
Yes.
and you don't
That
do that. You don't
was
do that
weird
if
to
you're
me.
26 years old.
No.
I mean, listen, I'm from, now that I'm in the South, rather, if you're like 80 or
Exactly. It's an
90, I'm
older.
going to call you Miss Ruby or Miss
Say
Doris.
hello to
Right.
Rolling. Like
Right.
I don't call Carla Miss Carla.
Jen and Trisha, say hello to Rolling, please.
Hi, Rolling.
Hi, Rolling. Sorry, I'm not watching chat.
He's
Me
not
neither.
talking.
I'm sorry.
on the panel.
Sorry, I was making
He's
coffee.
on camera. He's on camera.
How you guys doing?
Camera. Oh,
Yeah.
It's a
there.
woman's world. Rolling.
I guess you guys are like major detectives. I'll tell you that. I don't even think that deep when I get up and get going.
Bored housewives do better research than the FBI, buddy.
That's
I can
true.
see that. Wow. So how you guys all doing?
I'm doing
Well,
good.
if you hear about Blondie McScammer, just know
Is that
that
me?
she scams. They scam.
Yeah, I don't have that problems on my channel. I haven't, even the people, Carla, that are in your channel that came over to our side of things, they're respectful. They're really decent. They're not anything.
Oh my
at
gosh.
all.
Rolling, you would have
Well, we
wanted
thought
to
so.
reach through the screen if you would have saw how Carla was treated.
I did see it.
Did you see it? It was.
I saw.
How did you feel?
I don't know if I saw that, but I saw the aftermath. That's actually where I first met Carla, and I'm like, hey, I wanted to try to cheer her up.
Exactly,
because,
right?
Yeah,
so how did you feel when you saw that? Just rolling in, if you will. How did you feel when you saw that coming in?
Well, I look at two different things. Is my theory is that words can't really hurt me. All right. Actually, especially being a vet and everything that was said to us when we came back into things overseas and stuff like that. Veterans got a bad rap for a lot of stuff. So you have to have a thick skin. And when I started YouTube, I found out I even need to have a thicker skin because as soon as you get up in the world in YouTube, people are coming after you. I've got, I've been scammed a few times that I've helped out other people and gave them some money because they were in need, and come to find out they did something different than what it originally was. I even actually put up some fundraisers and did live streams for 8 hours to raise money for some people. So I've been there, I've done that. Some of the mistakes that I made, but this is why I got in contact with Carla and became a good friend with Carla, is because my whole purpose is make her smile and cheer her up because of all the stuff that she's been through.
And you do.
Right.
And you do.
You know?
Yeah. And Trisha, and I don't know, you saw Trisha was on panel too. She actually got run off because people completely vilified her and me too. And she actually went right off of YouTube because she just couldn't,
We started that way back in my early days. We started a campaign of that cyberbullying and on YouTube and stuff because we had people I had a friend of mine he wasn't special needs, but he was an adult, but he wasn't just right in the head. And they were picking on him really hard. And we went in there and just tore him up and said, this is enough. And he eventually got off of YouTube. He couldn't handle it. And then I got news of a story where somebody committed suicide because they were picked on YouTube. And that was when I drew the line. And I said, you know what? I can't change what other people do, but I can go and help the people that they're picking on and making cheer them up.
Oh, and that's what you're
And
doing.
That's
yeah,
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
and he does that. I mean, that's so admirable because, and here's the thing. I never asked for anyone to stick up for me. I kind of took it on myself, but life with Jen, here's another one. She totally had my back, and,
I think that everybody that was
didn't
watching
judge
that
me.
came in that saw that had your back, Carla. It was
It was hard though.
it was
really
mean.
hard.
It was really, really
Like,
mean.
people were horrible to me, like
Yeah.
horribly mean.
And you
I mean, they
deserve somebody, you deserve somebody to have your back. And in the end, I think it all came out, and you rised above it, right?
Yeah,
Here
I
you
did.
are.
And, like,
Yeah.
with good people, with the help of good people that, totally had faith in me and believed in me and didn't come into my lives just to call me names or just to, say I was a horrible person. They didn't judge me because I don't think I'm a horrible person. I try to be fair to everyone. They wanted me to drop my friendship with Trisha, and I wouldn't. And that was another thing I took a lot of flack for. And I don't throw my friends away like they're garbage. I just don't.
And now you got a safe place to go that you can hang out and talk with people.
And yeah, and I love your channel, Rolling.
That's right. And even the live chats that you've had, Carla, they're so much fun. They really are.
Yeah,
So,
and that the other night I got such good feedback with you, Rolling, and Tyler on my panel, and Diana was on my panel too. Everybody had fun. It was a nighttime live, and
right.
we just had fun. We were just talking about, like, their community, which is a totally different community than our community, the homesteading community.
So if there's one thing we've learned is, it's been nice to meet new people and to come together, especially when there's somebody that, needs a little bit of a hand, needs a hand up, whatnot.
Not only that, like I said in the chat, in this time and age where the world is in total chaos and everybody has doubts, is under stress and stuff like that, this is the time that we need to come together and pick each other up, because right now that's all we got. And you're not getting the right
Thank you, Mandy.
Right information on the news channels. People are scared, and when we come up into the YouTube, if you look across the whole spectrum of YouTube, everybody's talking about the V. Everybody. And the reason why I say the V is because if you do say the word, or if you put that in your label, YouTube will just totally bomb, black flag you and everything else. So
I actually had one of my lives taken down yesterday, and I had to have it manually reviewed just because I think I said it one time.
Yeah.
So
you have to come up with tricky names. So we've got a list of tricky names that we go through for our live streams. It was really cool. Last night we had, I don't know if you guys know him, probably he is the king of bushcraft community with Joe Robinette. He's got 1.3 or 1.6 million subscribers. He's a big time channel. And we had him on our podcast last night, and we had the group could actually talk to him, which normally you can't do. So those are the kind of things that we like to do is really get people their mind off of what's going on. Like, I think next week, I don't know if you guys know, but New York Prepper, he's a good friend of mine. He's going to be on our live stream, and he's going to be talking about things that is going on in his area and how him and his family are preparing for what is going on.
Oh, that'll be interesting. I'll get there.
Yeah. Is it up?
What?
Is a video up?
No, he says next week, I think he said.
Yeah, we're going to do that either. I haven't decided yet. It's going to be on a Saturday, but Tyler, I think, is going to his in-laws on Saturday. So if I do it Friday or something, but it'll be a total live stream. It won't be a video.
Okay, cool.
But we're gonna do that because he has a lot of good information. And now we're working on doing some. I'm starting a new series up called the Survival Garden, and trying to teach people, the foods that you can put in place that help benefit you the most, and you get the most out of them. And then some of the things that we do around the homestead here, making aero laundry detergent, stuff like that people could use. Because I found out a while back ago, you go to the grocery store, you buy one of them Tide bottles and it's $10-15, and it's only about 1.5 gallons. And I can make the same stuff, which is better, and I can make 10 gallons of it for just around $1.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, I honestly
I'm gonna
think
need that recipe.
Yeah, we might all need that recipe.
Yeah.
So those are the things that,
Hey,
we
Bluebird.
make all our own, like our apple cider vinegar. We do so much that I even forget. Like I was telling Carly the other night, there's so much stuff stuck in my head that I forget sometimes.
He was talking about how you can figure out if something's poisonous. Was it you rub it on your arm here, and if you get a reaction, then you rub it on the bottom lip, and that's like probably poisonous. Because we were talking about Naked and Afraid, because Tyler's going to be on that show.
That is
Awesome.
one of the survival tips that we learned when I was in the service is that if you're looking for edibles and you don't know your edibles, and that's the thing about wild edibles is they change if in your area is different. The Midwest is pretty well equally the same, but if I go back down to Arizona, it would take me a while to re-inhabit myself to what is actually edible in Arizona.
right.
I'm so used to what's here now. But one of the tricks is if you don't know what the plant is and it does look edible, is first you smell it. If it smells good, there's your first test. And then the second test is you rub it right here on your forearm because that's kind of like tender meat, and you've got to wait 15 minutes. And if you have no rashes, no reaction, then you break it up and you rub it on your lips and you wait another 15 minutes.
Oh wow.
So you got a half an hour down the tubes. So if you're hungry, that could be an issue, but it does work.
It's a good tip.
Well, I was saying, because I was asking Tyler, I said, do you know what's poison? Because if he goes to some place, does he know what's poisonous or not poisonous? Because sometimes they eat like bugs and stuff like that. And I said, do you know what's going to be poisonous? And he said, no, he didn't know a lot. So that's why Mark was telling us what.
I'll tell you what, the worst thing that I think I've ever eaten, and it is actually good for you, was a grub. And I just couldn't get past the sodium.
I don't care.
Those are so gross.
No,
Oh my God.
I'll starve and die.
I think I would starve.
You guys say that now, but I will bet my bottom dollar that when you guys get hungry, you'll be surprised what you'll eat.
Yeah.
Well, they eat snakes and
Snake
frogs and lizards and.
So I live right next to the home of Rocky Mountain oysters. It is so disgusting.
Ooh, yeah. I gotta say, Jen, I did try that one time, and I did not know what they were until I had it down, and then somebody told me, and that was my experience of putting my face in a garbage can, and everything came up because I just the fact of what it is, I just could not. Nope.
No, coming from Wisconsin, I miss the cheese curds, so.
Oh, those are good.
No, the fried ones?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fried cheese curds.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yummy.
I have to say, here in Colorado, all of the cheese is white. And I can't handle it because almost all of the cheeses in Wisconsin are yellow. So it's kind of like, what am I eating?
See, the best thing about it, Jen, is what I like is called farmer's cheese, and it's white.
Mandy.
And I was like, exactly. That's what I said.
Mandy says eating balls just seems so wrong.
We got to fill him in a minute. We had a live about cheese balls and all kinds of balls.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And the other thing that most people don't know it's a delicacy is like cow tongue. And
Ew.
and I'm a farm boy. I've been raised on a farm my whole life. So
I actually have had it.
Yeah, if it comes down to it, I mean, you think about it, turkey gizzards, pickled turkey gizzards, chicken liver. We've tried it all. And I remember my grandma back in the day having that tongue laying on a counter, and I'm like, what in the heck would you want that for? And I'd walk away, and it wouldn't click. And then at nighttime, we're having a stir fry, and I'm like, hey, this is really good. And Grandpa would look over and says, now you just said this morning that why would you have a cow tongue on it? And I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
And what they do is they take the outside of the tongue off, and it's a muscle. And it's actually a really good, if you think about it, cows, they just eat plants. So there's nothing bad with it. It's just our thought process of seeing that. It's like the first time I saw liver on the counter, I knew what it was. I know what it does. I'm in the EMS system, so I know what it does. And the thought of me eating liver, to this day, I still can't do that. But my mom and my grandpa, liver and onions were great, but I'd have to wait out. You know,
I would come home from school and smell liver and onions cooking a block away and just keep walking.
Oh, my mother every Thursday night was liver and onions, and we had a Doberman, and I would put it in my mouth, spit it out, and feed it to the dog under the table.
Yes,
I could not swallow it.
Well,
I couldn't.
your liver is your filter. Like
I know, I
filters
couldn't
all
eat
that
it.
shit out, and then you're gonna eat it.
Well,
You're just putting it right back in.
My mom had that every Thursday. It was liver and onions. That was awful.
My grandma used to she used to grind her own meat and then mix it with, you know what I'm talking about, Rolling.
Blood
mix
sausage,
it with
all that. Yeah.
Yes, and then you'd eat it raw on white bread.
Oh, you're talking about Wildcat. Yep.
Yeah, and it's just like ground hamburger, right? So
yep.
Ground her own meat, and then she'd put like onions. I forgot what else in it, but you'd eat it raw.
It's salt, pepper. It's got to be ground.
Wouldn't you get like worms or tapeworms or something?
You know, I don't know how they survived it, but they made it and ate it. So I don't know.
Every year at Christmas time, that's the thing. It's you make it and you eat it on rye bread, and I can. I can devour that too, and I don't have any problems either. But one of the things was really funny is TNT were saying, well, your liver's a filter. You're absolutely correct. But what a cow eats and what we eat are totally two different things.
True.
So what they do is like an animal, especially like deer liver and anything like that, they consider their deer meat, venison meat is very lean meat. It's actually really healthy. It's better for you than what a cow meat is actually.
Oh, I'm in West Virginia. I've got 20 deer at my feeder. We have 2 feeders out there actually, and I shot I think it was an 8-point last year.
Yes.
So somebody had Katana or Kachana. Yep, I've had Wildcat already. That's not the Wildcat running around the woods. It's raw beef and so.
Well, guys, I'm going to pop off. I've got some stuff to do around the house. The disinfecting game is on. So
heard that. It was nice to meet you, Jen.
Oh my gosh, it was so nice to meet you, Trish.
I'm subbed to you, so I'll start coming over and checking you out.
I just subbed to you. I'm so glad I found you. So I'll keep an eye out.
I got like I don't know how many subs just from running my mouth, but I'm done doing that. So
I love that.
I'm pretty sure that number will go down. I hope so anyway.
Okay, well, you guys have a good day. Honey. Okay, bye-bye.
Take care, Jen.
Yeah, you too.
Where did Carla took off?
Let me see. She went to get coffee.
Yeah, I got this is my morning coffee cup here.
Yeah. Mojo.
Yeah, Kajai, it's a dish that's called Wildcat, but it's beef. It's prime. I think what it is, it's like the prime of the cow that they grind it up. And
did she say y'all eat that raw?
Yeah, we eat it raw.
Ew. What about E. coli?
Well, that's a take. This has to be really fresh, and it has to be prime meat, and it's not something that sits out for very long. Usually, when they serve it up, it's on a tin that's in ice, and then that sits on top there to keep it really fresh.
Right.
Yeah, it was. Back in the day, there wasn't too much that I didn't eat. Well, we were taught if you kill it, you got to eat it. So I learned real fast about not shooting things that I'm not supposed to because I don't want to eat them.
Well, my son-in-law just got a bear, and they eat bear meat.
Mm-hmm.
They eat bear meat.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people say it's good. Some people say
There's a guy around here that shoots the bear. He goes over into Virginia and West Virginia a lot actually, but he also uses their fat and makes oil.
Yep, that's actually another good one too.
What
Yeah,
oil for what? For cooking?
like cooking. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Well, actually, he uses it for everything. Like he has this remedy thing. Like if you put oil on a scab or oil on a scar, I don't know. He has bear fat oil for days.
You can actually use it for especially if you're in the wetter environments in the wintertime, use bear fat oil. You rub it on your gun to keep it from rusting. I've seen them put it in lanterns. I've seen them.
He uses it for a Vaseline, to keep his hands from getting chapped.
Yep.
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like that's why I like this homestead channel, because they're teaching you that, like, all kinds of like different tricks and stuff.
Well, we watch a lot of that on, like, what is it on TV, The Last Frontier and
Oh yeah.
the homesteaders and stuff like
right.
that.
Mojo, I'm a wildcat.
My husband would love your channel because he's like into the wild. He's a hunter and fisherman, and he likes the wild. He's told me, he says, when I die, he said, just throw my carcass into the woods, let the animals feed off me.
Yeah, most people want to go into the cemetery. I just tell them, hey, go put me down by the oak tree. I'll be fine.
That's what my husband says all the time. Oh, there's Trisha's gone.
But yeah, there's so many things. Like we use bag balm. That was a back. That's so old. But that's a really nice one. If your hands are chapped or cracked, bag balm is really good.
What's that from?
Bag balm.
Yeah.
It comes in actually it's kind of funny because traditionally was used to for the cow's udders and to help them so they wouldn't be chapped, because obviously after you milk a cow, you're rinsing them, you're washing them, you're doing all this other stuff. So they would put bag balm on there to keep the udders from getting infections and stuff like that. And then somewhere down the line, somebody figured out that it was really, really good for your hands and your skin. So then they started putting it in containers. And like our local supply store and our feed stores here, they have little containers of bag balm that you can use. And
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. A lot of, that's what I said, is I got a book around here somewhere because I'm kind of like a bookhead and not a bookhead. I think at one point in time in life that this internet thing is going to go down, and then all the knowledge that is on the internet's amazing, because we're actually people that take the least resistance. So if it's easy, we're going to use it. And but this book here was actually given to me, and it's called the Country Book Doctor's Handbook. And there is so much information in here. And this book was actually published and written way back in the day. So there's some old time remedies in here.
There's a do-it-yourself thing channel on here too that tells you a bunch of like home remedies and home, like if you can't get out to like a drugstore or whatever, and it gives you a bunch of, even how to cure, like get rid of fleas on your dog, like stuff like that.
Yeah,
like it's really interesting, actually.
There's so many things out there that people, as society changes and the world becomes tech, we lose that fact. And the other day, I was actually talking with one of my boys, and you'd be surprised how many kids nowadays, they can't read, they'll actually just listen to it. I got a good friend of mine that he's like, oh, I read the Bible like 5 times already. I said, really? And he says, well, yeah, I got this app. I listen to it while I'm at work. And I'm like, well, that's not reading it. That's
listening to it.
So it has changed everything. And but there's so many people that we've lost that knowledge from our ancestors and from the pioneers and stuff like that. I mean, it's so much easier just to go to the store and grab your vegetables instead of growing it yourself, because you got to water and you got to think of all the other stuff. But people don't realize is that vegetable you pick up in the store, half of it, the nutrients are half got right there in the spot, because they're made to grow in rapid amounts because they need so many of them. So that's a huge problem.
That's all she did was she had a big garden. Like her whole backyard was a garden, and she grew all her own vegetables, and she canned all her vegetables. And like, I mean,
Yep, we've
she
got,
didn't have like a automatic washer. She had a ringer washer. She hung her clothes out, even in the wintertime to dry, like outside.
yeah,
Like, I'm
we
telling you.
we have over, I think I've got over 30 apple trees of different apple trees. I've got peach trees, I got plum trees, I got cherry trees, blueberry bushes. So much stuff that you can go out there, and we grow all our own garlic, our onions. I make all my own seasonings. We, you know, I don't go buy sausage or something like that. I'll make it myself. And like this spring here, as soon as everything unthaws here and I'm not under 2 feet of snow, I'll be going out and grabbing dandelions and making dandelion jelly again for the year. Most people have never eaten.
Dandelion jelly?
Oh yeah,
Really? Seriously? What's that taste like?
like honey, like you've never had.
Really?
Really?
Really? Seriously? Because
I gotta-
dandelions grow like crazy in my yard.
Yeah, but you got to make sure that you haven't ever treated your yard. You want to make sure that there's no kind of repellent on it or nothing. But I do have a video on it, and I look like Winnie the Pooh sitting at the kitchen table, stuffing my face because it was just, it was delicious.
Really? So where did you learn that? In one of your books, like about dandelion? I mean, you got to learn this from somewhere. Like you just don't.
I actually had a subscriber for my channel. We were talking about dandelion wine, and I was talking about the benefits of a dandelion and how you can eat it from the flower to the root, and what I do with each one of those.
Tasha just said you can make dandelion wine.
Yeah. So we were talking about that thing, and I was watching in the UK and in Europe, they have what is called allotments, and they have these open properties, and hundreds of people in the springtime will go out and they will go and pick dandelions. And I was watching this video, and I mean, I've seen hundreds of people walk in these fields and picking dandelions, and then they make dandelion syrup, they make dandelion wine, they make dandelion butter. But I never ever heard about this
Dandelion butter?
Yep.
Wow.
And I've never heard anything about this jelly. And I had a subscriber ask me, "Hey, did you ever do the dandelion jelly?" And I said, "Never even heard about it." So I checked it out. I'm like, well, I'll be dinged. There it is. So I took Grandma's old-fashioned recipe for making strawberry jam, and I did the same thing with the dandelions. The only difference was that you got to soak them up and boil them up for 10 minutes, and then you take the dandelions out and you take the juice, and then it's just your normal jelly recipe. But it was the best. I mean, everybody that has ever tried it, like, that's amazing. I can't believe that's a dandelion. And I'm like, well.
So you can make dandelion wine, dandelion jelly, dandelion, what did you say? Butter?
Butter, and you can make dandelion syrup.
Wow. So what's syrup for pancakes and stuff?
Yep.
That's interesting, actually. Very
It tastes
interesting. So
like,
does it come out yellow?
it does. Yeah, it does come. It comes out of yellow. When you first start to cook it, it's like the greenish, like the dandelion. When I first started making it, I'm like, there's no way, because I could smell the bitters from the leaves and stuff, and I'm like, nah, this is not going to be good. And as soon as I added the sugar, I was like, wow, my whole house smelled like honey. Kids are coming in, and what's that smell? What's that smell? And I'm like, that's dandelion. And they're like, no, it's not, because I've ate them already, and they don't smell like that. And I'm like, I know. I can't wait till this is done. So it was a really fun experience, and that's the thing, is just like dandelion root. People would never think about that, but that was one of the best.
Well, dandelion's like a weed, isn't it?
Yep. But the thing of it is, dandelion is one of the huge medicinal purposes of a plant. It is a detox for your liver and your kidneys, and it's also it cleans your system out. So when if you see like dandelion tincture online, they sell for like $20 or $30 for 2 ounces of the tincture, and all that is the dandelion root, and then it's made with a high potent alcohol, over 100 proof. And you let it sit for 6 months, and then you get the medicinal purposes out of the root. Well, I took it a next farther, and I actually cut it up, and then I roasted it, and it was like the best coffee that I've ever tasted in my life. I was like, wow, I didn't even know that. It was just trial and error one day. So I had a friend.
So interesting.
Had a good friend of mine. He challenged me to go and make a salad just out of wild edibles. And one of the things, if you get dandelions in the springtime, the leaves are very good for you. And they actually are, the bitter in there cleans you out. So if you bite a piece of lettuce and you find the ones that are really bitter, they're actually
Yeah.
better for you. But most people say, "Ooh, it's bitter. I don't like it." The dandelion leaves are the same way.
You can eat dandelion leaves too?
Yeah.
Ah, what can't you eat out of the dandelion?
You can eat every part of the dandelion.
Really?
Yep.
So, you know, that's something that you always want to get rid of on your lawn is just get rid of your dandelions. And now I'm finding out you can make jelly, butter, wine, all that. Yeah, I guess you have to have a lot though to make a jelly.
Yeah, I mean, we
You have
fold
to
up.
have a lot of dandelions.
You'd be surprised. You don't really need that much. But it
Really?
was really nice because we got the really big fat heads. And if you ever take just a flower off and pick the green leaves off the edge of the flower and eat it, it's very sweet, very mild. I mean, obviously make sure there's no bugs crawling around it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how it
Oh, I'm
tastes.
still grossed out by you saying that about eating a grub.
Yeah, but I got kids that will, they see ants love it because it's so sweet. It's got nectar in it. So they'll see the ants crawling out of there, and I'm like, just brush them off. They'll be fine. It's
After church, you can usually find dandelion leaves at her market.
Yeah, they're actually one of the things now. And when a guy asked me about making the salad, I had to think about that for a while, and then I came back and I actually could make a full salad because you have a wild cucumber out in the woods, you have wild carrot out in the woods. You can use the bottoms of cattail. It's actually the tuber. It's like eating spaghetti. If you throw it in a fire, it opens up and it's just like natural spaghetti. So there's so much things out there that people can eat that they're not aware of, and actually they taste really good. Wood sorrel is another one. It's like my kid's favorite in the springtime, and it's usually all over in gardens and stuff, and people yank them out as weeds, but they taste like rhubarb. They're kind of a sour tasting, and they look like a clove, and when they close up they look like a heart, and then their flower will open, or their leaves will open up into like a clove, and they have a little yellow flower on them, and the kids just enjoy them. They're like a treat. They actually are nicknamed in the back in the day called Woodsman's treat. So
When you dip them in like sugar and eat them like rhubarb, that's what we used to do with rhubarb. We'd dip it in sugar and eat it.
My rhubarb here that I have is not really that tart. It's been passed down, and it's actually really good. Just like I have the original horseradish root. It was given to me from my uncle that had it over from Germany, and it's a really, really old root, and now we're running with that one too. And it's a totally different taste than what you would expect coming out of the store and stuff like that.
Katja says, Carla, they're up with all the other leafy stuff, cabbage, spinach, etc. Rhubarb pie is good. I love rhubarb. My grandma used to make rhubarb and something else pie.
We make rhubarb jam, rhubarb jelly, rhubarb pie, rhubarb bars.
So do you can a lot? Like, do you do a lot of canning?
Yep. We can everything we possibly can. If you think about it, like our green beans, that's like what I'm doing this series with the survival garden. Green beans would be the top of my list, just because the amount that you get on there, they're good in protein, they're good in vitamins, and you can get a lot of them off of, if you have some of our green bean plants we grew last year, they're over 15 feet tall, and we have them on arches. So I've got big cattle panels that go around in our raised beds, and they will grow right up over the top, and then you can just pick them standing up. Same thing with our tomatoes, our cucumbers, anything that I can put up in the air, I put up in the air.
Right.
But cabbage, somebody was talking about cabbage, fermented cabbage, and fermented foods goes back a long, long time. But fermented cabbage is actually one of the best probiotics that are out there.
Okay, fermented cabbage, is that like that Chinese stuff, that real?
No, fermented cabbage is the traditional way of making cabbage is you take a cabbage head, you cut it, you slice it up, and you got those big mason canisters or whatever else they're called, and you smash it up, and you keep adding salt. And what happens is, as you smash that up, and with the salt, it'll start to make a liquid in there. So as that liquid rises above the cabbage, is when you stop. Well, then you let it sit. And what happens is the bacteria, good bacteria, starts to grow on your cabbage, and it makes it sour. So the longer it sits, the sourer it gets. Well, what fermented cabbage is then, and then you take that out and you would can it. Well, fermented cabbage is just the same process, but there's no canning involved. So you have that good bacteria in your cabbage. When you eat it,
Tasha says, is that like sauerkraut? No.
Yeah, it's like exactly like sauerkraut, but fermented cabbage is not. The process is it's just raw. It's not completed.
Oh, okay. So is it as sour as sauerkraut? Because sauerkraut is pretty. I'm not a big fan of sauerkraut, but a lot of people are. My husband included.
Sauerkraut can be sour. It depends on how long you leave it. The longer you leave it, the more sour it's going to get. One of the ways that we found out is traditionally there'd actually be a bacteria across the top, and you would actually take off about that much of the layer because it would be rotten, and then what's underneath is what you're wanting. So what we do now is we put it in trash bags, and then we'll fill it with the container with water, so there is no rotten stuff at all. It actually just naturally ferments itself down, and so we have less waste that way.
Wow. That's interesting.
But if traditionally you see these big, you go into these big old houses and they'll have these ceramic pots and they'll have 4 or 5 of them and they're just loaded with kraut. Back in the day, that was a food that was a staple. It was easy to make. It was cheap.
You make your own pickles too, because I make my own pickle. I do make my own pickles, my sweet pickles and dill pickles, and I do that. I can all my tomatoes in the summer, and my husband makes hot sauce and hot pepper flakes. Because we have a dehydrator, so he like dried out all his peppers, his hot peppers, because he loves spice.
Yeah, me too. Right here is the world's hottest pepper. These are dehydrated right here.
Yeah.
And them are the ghost peppers and a Carolina Reaper. And then we do our own also is I'll take my jalapenos and I'll throw them in the smokehouse. We built our own walk-in smokehouse a couple of years back. And I will pull 10 pounds of jalapenos in there and I'll smoke them for 3 days. And that is what we call poor man's chipotle. It's the same exact flavor, everything. It's really a good way to do things.
Hi, Susanna. Thanks for coming in. He just said you're super interesting.
Well,
So, you are. You're a wealth of knowledge. I love your channel. You guys need to sub to him. If I have any mods in here, can you throw down his link? Well, you're a mod. You can throw down your link in here for my subscribers.
Last night I was trying to run links and I don't know what was going on, but it would not let me do it.
I know you have to be a mod to post a link, but yeah.
That was on my own channel, or that was on Tyler's channel, and I know I'm a mod.
Well, I'm even a mod on his channel. I was surprised that he modded me up so quick because I think that was the second time I was there.
That was me. I told him mod you up.
Aw, thank you.
There you guys go. My link is right there.
Yeah, you guys, if you want a real interesting channel, just mod up to Mark here. Rolling, sorry. My dog's too. Didn't mean to. Yeah, mod up to his channel, Rolling. He's got great tips, and it's just an interesting, nice, drama-free. Yeah. Don't go there if you want drama or bullying or anything like that, because there's no drama on his channel. But
all my mods will take care of that.
Yeah, his mods will.
I like to, the thing that we like to do is we want to teach people that you can do things on your own. Some of the stuff that has been lost throughout the years, we like to bring that back. And the other thing is we really like to lift people up. And when they leave our chats or our live streams, or even if I'm on somebody else's live stream, I want the people in the room to be happy and feel like they're uplifted and get their mind off of things, because there is things out there that make things a lot easier. Just like I said with the laundry detergent.
Yeah, I'd like to know about that too. You can make what did you say? 10 gallons for $1?
Yeah, it's like just under $1 a gallon. Yep.
Wow. That
And
is something.
you think about it. I mean, we've got myself and I got two other boys. So Mama's doing a lot of laundry,
Oh, I bet.
and especially if we're out in the garden. I'm a machinist, so I come home, my clothes are full of oil, they're full of grease. So we're doing a lot of laundry. And when we figured this out, I'm like, this is a no-brainer.
British Chippy says, I can't have perfume or phosphate in my clothes detergent. Does yours contain these?
Nope.
I guess it's an all natural, right?
Well, it's not an all natural. It's actually it's called Zote. You can find it at any kind of local grocery store, something like that. You can actually use this stuff on baby clothes. That's how gentle it is. And the thing that we do is then we'll find our favorite essential oil. So if it's like lavender or
I love lavender
or something like that, we'll take a couple drops of that and put it in there and mix that up, and then you've got that lavender smell in your clothes. But that's the problem with laundry detergent in general, is it's so harsh on. I can't use Tide, because if I start to use Tide, I'll start to get a rash, and I've never been tested. I'm not allergic to anything, but something in Tide will give me a rash. So yeah, it's very gentle, and
Both my kids had reactions to laundry soap. I could not use anything but the mildest of detergents. So I wish I'd have known that back then.
Yeah, Briss, we'll be coming out with that here shortly. There's a lot of stuff that we're doing for that survival garden series. That's one of them. I've got asked about, and I'm looking into like body soap and stuff like that, because that stuff is getting just outrageous, and some of the smells are just getting overtaken. So we're going to look into doing something with that too, if we can figure it out.
Rash and itching from laundry soap, British Chippy?
Yeah.
Oh, she's so sensitive. She gets a rash and itching from laundry soap.
Yeah, there's some of them I can't handle either. So some of them are pretty harsh.
Yeah.
Leonard, Whole Foods have me. Zote is been a while. It's been around for a long time. You'll see it in big bars. It's either pink or white. Then
So it's like a bar of soap, or it's like a bar.
It is like a bar of soap, but it's a bar that is extremely soft, and it's different. Now you can put, like if you're really sensitive, I wouldn't put borax in there, because borax might give you a little bit more of an irritation. But borax is another thing to help boost your cleaning purposes.
Oh, I hate the smell of borax. I really do.
And then there's another thing that like Armor Hammer is the laundry detergent booster. So you can add that in there too, which actually makes for like harsh cleaning and stuff like that, like my work clothes and our garden stuff, and we might use some of that. But all it is Zolt and water, and you mix that up, and then
do you have to cook it, or you have to cook it to make it, or
nope.
Do you have to melt the bar down, or
nope, you just shave it down, and then you take just hot water. And what we do is we take a 5-gallon pail, we'll scrape one bar in there, and that bar cost me $1.23 for the whole bar. Okay. So then I scrape that with my cheese grater, and then you add hot water and you mix it all up until the bar melts. It's, like I said, it's a really soft bar. It won't take long at all. And then you just continuously add hot water to it until your 5-gallon pail is full. Now that is considered concentrated. So now what you do is you take a gallon jug and you fill it halfway full with your laundry detergent, and then you fill the other half of it with warm water, and you shake it up. So now you just got 1 gallon. So that's why I said 5 gallons of this will give you 10 gallons of laundry detergent. And by morning, this will be thickened just like regular laundry detergent. And if you want to add your essential oils in there to give it some kind of smell, you can.
Oh, that doesn't actually sound hard.
It's very simple, very easy.
Wow. I have to try that actually. Now I'm intrigued.
There's
intrigued.
There's so much stuff. Like I said, that grocery stores and stuff has made it easy. It's convenience. That's why back in the day, they're called convenience stores, not grocery stores.
True.
Don't realize that grocery stores the name grocery has only been around for a little while now. It used to be called a convenience store, because back in the day, it was a convenient to go and get something out of there, because it was ready to go.
And we've become reliant on, stores and convenience stores and everything that's easy. You just go to the store and get it. So British Chippy says, I can't use bubble bath. I use salt. and can use some essential oils.
Yeah, especially when she says lemons give me blisters. Yeah, I've never had any kind of problem with that. One of the things that for us, I just got into this Dr. Squatch. If you guys haven't seen the commercials on YouTube, some of them are pretty hilarious. But that's a good soap, and I like it a lot. It leaves you smelling good, and it doesn't have harsh chemicals in it. And I like that one. They're a little on the pricey side, so I'm trying to figure out how to do it myself.
Well, I think about anything you want to learn how to do, you can actually learn how to do on this forum. I don't know. I've learned to do a lot of things on here.
Yeah, if you can't figure something out, I mean, it's always on YouTube.
There's always a tutorial on how to do it.
Take care,
Like I
Mo.
said,
Good to meet you.
but it's just about lunchtime for me, Mark. I enjoyed having you on my panel, and thank you for all a wealth of information. Are you going live again tonight?
I don't know what we're doing tonight. I got to see. I'm trying to get myself. I'm still fighting that cold, and my work doesn't want me even at work.
Yeah, I bet, because of all this.
Yeah, so I've been trying to get my way back into the door at work. So I don't know if they're gonna. I'm waiting for a call from them today and see if they're gonna let me back in or not. But
one of my subscribers in here tested. Well, actually, two of them. One has the full-blown coronavirus, which I'm not supposed to say. I know that, and the other one tested positive for it. Doesn't have the symptoms, I don't think yet. But she had her daughter tested yesterday, and her daughter came out negative. So she is really happy about that, and I was happy for her. So.
No, that's really good. I mean,
that was good news.
It's a terrible thing what's going on, and that's kind of why we're pushing the fact of getting people's mind off of what's going on in the economy. Being stuck at home, not being able to work. Everybody's got bills to pay. So I know the stimulus package did pass, so there should be some relief coming to all Americans. So that's one good thing.
And somebody was talking about in my city in particular that they are making meals for the homeless people, that are, have no place to go, and definitely are, suffering.
Well, that's the other thing too is I found out my sister works at the school. And she was telling me that there's actually kids that are coming there starving because their parents go off to work, not feeding the kids. And I'm like, really? That'd be the first thing I'm doing.
Right.
My kids eat before I do, I'm making sure that they have food in their belly and stuff. And I couldn't believe it. And she said, yeah, if they wouldn't have the food services at the school still open up where these
kids wouldn't eat.
The kids
kids.
I couldn't believe that, and she's saying, yeah, it's really bad. So
it's really sad, actually. It's really sad that people are that they don't know, they don't have enough money to feed their own kids.
Well,
I would go without. I really would. I'd starve to feed my kids or my grandkids. I would starve. Literally, I would starve.
I'd be out. The thing of it is too is that we're very fortunate if we look at things. One of the things that got me going on this whole edibles series is that when I started to learn stuff, I used to donate to Pacific Garden Mission every month because they were actually giving the money to the children and people and helping people that were starving. And then the day came along when I was watching one of the commercials and I looked behind this kid that's starving and these people talking about how bad they have. And the plant behind him is edible and very nutritious and full of protein.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, really? And then I started to do some more research and I'm finding out, yeah, we've gotten ourselves so far into the convenience that we've stopped looking around. Yeah, what is actually edible and what's then medicinal wise. Some of the medicinal plants like garlic and dandelion root. Garlic is a huge one for antioxidants and an antibiotic.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize that. If you can eat a clove a day, and
my dad used to take them like pills. He used to take like one clove of garlic and swallow it like a pill.
Yep.
Every day.
And there's a lot of people that I've met that a good friend of mine, his mom 96 years old. She's hanging with the rest of us, and she still goes outside and walks and does everything. And she's never been to the doctor, and everything she's ever done has been through the old way of things. And that made me believe real quick that that stuff is true.
Yeah, I think sometimes doctors make you sick just by going to them.
Doctors are not. There are some that are really decent. I have one now that is looking more to the herbal side of things, and but doctors are paid. You know, if you take a pill for one thing, then you got to get another pill to react that pill, and you can go. You start to spiral whole. And doctors nowadays, in my opinion, are not here about curing. They're just here about making money.
True. That is true. But I'm getting hungry. Haven't eaten breakfast. Haven't eaten lunch. Food. But I thank you for coming up. Thank you for supporting my channel, Mark. I love having you up here. I know my subscribers do. If you want to post your link one more time so somebody can snatch up your channel, I'd appreciate that.
There you go,
You guys
guys.
link just up to him. He's a great wealth of information. Has a great channel. No drama. Just a good guy.
Yeah, we try to help everybody out as much as we possibly can, and we have a bunch of great people on our side of things. And that was like I was telling Carla too, is expand yourselves out, get into different genres or niches. There's so many things that you can do. So just remember, though, we're all in this together. We're all human. We all have blood. Well, we all have pain. We all have hurt. We all have sadness. So we need to stick together and pick each other up when others are down.
Correct. Well, Mark, thanks for coming here. I appreciate it. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for, just spending this time with us. Hopefully you'll go live again, and you really do. I'm serious. Got to check out his channel. It's so positive and it's so uplifting. And but I'm gonna go eat now.
Take care, Carla. Thanks.
Okay, Mark. Thanks.
Stay safe.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.